Dungeons and Daddies is a rowdy, horny, violent podcast for grown-ups. Content warnings can be found in the episode description.
Welcome to Dungeons and Daddies, not a BDSM podcast, a true crime hybrid role-playing game podcast about four dads.
Why did you start saying that?
I don't remember why.
I don't get the joke, but it makes me laugh, which is weird.
It's because everything we say on this podcast is audio crimes that we'll be persecuted for later on in our lives.
Nice.
So I'm just giving the fine folks, the prosecutors at The Hague, a little bit of help when they go and research through all this when they finally put us all on trial. This is a podcast about four dads from our world falling to the Forgotten Realms in a quest to rescue their lost sons. My name is Freddie Wong. I play Glenn Close, the rock and roll bard of the group. This week's Glenn fact, since we're kind of in a sporting mood, we're in the midst of football fever, Glenn in high school played football.
Oh.
And if by played football, you mean sold weed to the quarterback of the football team.
Nice.
Weed and laser pointers were the two big money makers for Glenn in high school.
The cornerstone of any successful high school entrepreneur.
You know, one he sold to the cool kids, and the other one he sold to the cooler kids. I'll let you figure out which one's which, ladies and germs.
True story. The quarterback at my high school got busted for smoking weed through his inhaler. That was how he rigged up like he could put a joint in his inhaler. Kids don't do this. Hi, this is Will.
Brilliant.
This is Will Campos, aficionado of kids not smoking weed. Don't do this, but this did happen. But he did get caught, so that should be a lesson to you. Yeah, but he had it in his inhaler, and it was like it went around school. It was like,
I don't understand how that even works. Was he lighting it and then just like?
I don't know, man. I didn't know how weed works. For all I know, this was a total lie that someone passed off on me.
Well, was there still like albuterol in it? Because like I feel like that could fuck you up. Like if you're like a weed buterol.
I'm begging our audience to not do this.
Without us. Don't do this without us.
The second it came out of my mouth, hi, please don't smoke weed through your inhaler. I was like, this makes no sense for the reasons you bring up, Freddie. Like there would be weed smoke pouring out of his inhaler.
I think you were lied to, dude.
I think I was bamboozled. I think that's what happened. Maybe, you know what? Here's what it must have been. I think
your mom told you that, didn't she?
No.
She was like, are you sure that friend with inhalers?
I think maybe it was like he hit his joint in the inhaler.
That makes more sense.
That makes more sense. Maybe he didn't smoke it through the inhaler.
Because I'm like, did he just invent like vape before vapes happened? Like, who is this fucking Elon Musk quarterback that you had that's going to make billions of dollars?
My name is Matt Arnold. I play Daryl Wilson, a stay-at-home coach dad who becomes a barbarian in the Forgotten Realms. Speaking of the sticky icky and the good green, simple dad fact for Daryl: his favorite Sesame Street character is Cookie Monster. That's it.
Yeah.
Just throwing out there.
What?
Grant's is Grover.
What does that have to do with weed?
Nothing.
Or green. Cookie Monster's blue.
Cookie Monster loves to eat. He gets the munchies. He's got the munchies. He's on high on weed.
Okay.
Look, what I've learned from my many years of podcast / radio is as long as you act like it's a smooth transition, it feels like a smooth transition. So it doesn't actually matter. It's a question in their minds like, oh, what does this have to do about weed? And then nothing, but they're there.
Matt, why is that his favorite?
Because he likes cookies. It's also
That's
Matt's
a
favorite
simple-
watching Sesame. He's
Such a complex character, such a portrait.
But Grant likes Grover, which always annoyed Daryl because Grover's just dumb Cookie Monster. He's just also a blue puppet that's not as big and doesn't eat cookies, so he doesn't
Grover's
get.
a doofus.
Grover is just dumb Cookie Monster.
Grover's
like, I don't
indie
get it.
Cookie Monster.
I don't get it. If you like the blue puppet, like the big one that eats all the cookies, like why do you like Grover? Grover's the one that shakes the hand with as like the Secretary of State and stuff. That's boring.
You don't understand Grover. Grover is like
Daryl doesn't. That's for sure.
no, neither of you. Clearly, if you would even insinuate that Grover is a lesser puppet than Cookie Monster, I can't. I'm not on board with that.
Well, I believe Grover is actually played by Frank Oz. Like, no, Grover is like one of the best performances. Frank Oz literally portrayed him as like his puppet for a long time. So. But, that's not, Daryl doesn't care about the behind the scenes. He's just like, I don't get it.
Do you think maybe Daryl is just mad that Grant doesn't like the puppet that reminds him of himself? Do you think that's maybe what it is?
Yep,
You think that's going on?
definitely. Yep, Daryl definitely. Will gets it. Daryl definitely sees himself in Cookie Monster, and it's like, oh, my son doesn't like the me puppet. This hurts me deep down.
That's so suffocating. That is so crazy codependent. That's nuts.
I mean, he doesn't read it.
Also, Grant's favorite puppet is not Grover. It's actually Snuffy, but he didn't want to come off as a downer when Daryl asked him. So he's like, Grover. Just fucking guessed.
It sounds like Daryl is a puppet of his own emotions here.
Dang.
Oh,
wow.
Dang.
Well, see, there was a complex character backstory there. We teased it out.
A lot to do with weed, baby. All right.
Found it in the room.
Hey, everyone. My name's Will Campos. I play Henry Oak, hippie, crunchy, munchy, Birkenstock rocket, granola, druid, nature, druid, hippie dad of the dads. And my Henry fact this week is that Henry smells amazing right now because he finally took a bath. And he realizes that he smells good. I think usually like Henry's approach to bathing is just like when it happens, right? Like, like he goes through his life and manages to, in his opinion, bathe enough. But he definitely has not been bathing that much since getting to the Forgotten Realms. So he got a funk going. And I was also thinking that like Henry felt really good after the match, so he decided to treat himself to a little like whatever the Forgotten Realm shampoo is, and so he put some goop in his hair and finally washed that tangly mane of blonde hair out, and his hair is like just like this. I feel like it's like mega poofed out in this episode. I just want to say that Henry's hair is like bright yellow, the color of the sun, and it is just the frizziest ball of hair you've ever seen in your life. That's where
We
he's at right now.
probably didn't realize it was blonde before.
He thought he was dirty blonde, and no, he's just platinum blonde under there.
But he dirty.
I feel like the Forgotten Realms shampoo are just like a bunch of frogs that are hopping around the showers, and you just pick them up and like rub their secretion off on your hand and then rub it in your hair.
That's exactly what it was, and the frog smelled like eucalyptus, and
exactly.
His scalp is all tingling, and it may have been poisonous.
Speaking of poisonous, hi, my name is Beth May, and I play Ron Stampler, emotionally detached stepfather and rogue. So today's dad fact is a fact of clarification. I just want to say that Ron did not murder his father. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm ruining the podcast by saying that, but yeah, like I just
there's reasonable doubt that he didn't. Is what you're saying.
Yeah. There's like needs to be a true crime documentary spinoff if Freddie is so desperate to turn this into a true crime podcast.
He didn't intentionally kill Willie.
We need the staircase for Ron versus Willie Stampler.
I like that your fact was just to put a point on it. That's like you did not murder, and all we did was just confuse everybody and make jokes about how maybe he still did murder. So we undid everything you tried to do.
Something. I feel like
From your perspective, then what exactly happened?
I think that it might come up, so I'm going to keep
that. Okay.
So it means
she
he murdered him.
said as a way to excuse herself from improv.
Ron's going to start walking and his limp is going to disappear.
It's like J.J. Abrams saying that fucking Benedict Cumberbatch isn't Khan, right?
He's
like,
not Khan.
He's not Khan. He's a totally new character. Yeah, he was Khan.
Stay
you guys
tuned.
figured it out, but...
But I still think you're stupid, so I was just going to say it.
You did it. You opened my mystery box and found the fucking secrets therein.
That kept happening for a while. Do you remember when like Christopher Nolan got caught with that with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and fucking Talia in the same movie? Like, is she Talia? He's like, no, shut up. And like, is he Robin? He's gonna be Robin. Like, fuck you. He's not Robin, you idiots. Shut up. And I was like, oh shit.
I'm Anthony Birch. I'm your daddy master. The dad fact for this week is that Joffrey from Game of Thrones is in Batman Begins.
That's right.
Wait, what? Really?
He's Commissioner Gordon's kid.
Oh.
What?
Before I knew that this was Joffrey's actor, whose name I don't know, I'm sorry. It was my sister and I's favorite part of the entire fucking movie. In the third act, when everything's going crazy and there's fear, toxin everywhere, this kid's like, I can't find my dad, to like a cop-looking person. And the cop is actually one of Ra's al Ghul's goons. And he just grabs the kid in the face and just shoves him really hard. And then Katie Holmes is like, hey! And then the guy just points at her silently and Katie Holmes shuts up. And it's like weirdly aggressive and like nonsensical. But if you go back and watch that scene, that little kid that's like, my mom is Joffrey.
That sounds like a good thing to watch with that gladiator scene, the horse scene. It's like a good double feature. Good double feature.
It's an aperitif for watching a child get trampled.
Why are you guys watching these two movies? Well, how does this double feature work? Well, you see in both movies, the kid gets fucking block rocked.
They're both 3 hours long. We're both watching them for 130 seconds where a child gets hurt.
Welcome to Dungeons and Daddies, not a BDSM podcast. More of a loose D&D podcast, if I'm being honest, about 4 dads from our world flung into the Forgotten Realms in the quest to rescue their lost sons. My name is Freddie Wong. I play Glenn Close, the rock and roll bard dad of the group. This week's Glenn fact. We've been seeing a lot of fan art about Glenn's body recently, and I want to talk about Glenn's tattoos.
Oh, mine's a tattoo fact. Oh, okay. Well, that's actually synergy. That's good.
Yeah.
All right.
Synergy, man.
Yeah, all right, cool.
Glenn has one tattoo. It's on the tramp stamp spot.
Oh,
what is
gosh.
it? I'll let you, dear readers, decide
What?
with your fan art. Yeah, we're not saying what it is.
What cowardice is this?
what
That's
is
not a
this?
fact. That's a hole where a fact should be.
Yeah.
That's synergy. That's
I
a
want
big
people
sin.
to fill it in.
What?
No, it's a tramp stamp that says
It's like
sin.
a Christmas ivy.
It says sin. Yeah.
It's a sin and it's Christmas ivy.
Yes, I was about to say
Whoa.
it's sin, but in like that Noel font.
Like I thought you were gonna say it was like mistletoe. Like you gotta kiss my butt,
Ooh.
which means that every
I like
time you've
that.
been mooning the Omega dads, you're like,
Who says it's his only tattoo, Anthony?
That's
true.
He just did.
Me.
Oh, did he?
that's true.
Well, this shows you how much I listen
That's part
to
of my
Freddie.
dad fact.
You guys know that I would get a tattoo of like anything, right? We've established this before that like I
No.
I have so little regard for like my humanity and my personhood and my body that I like probably would get anything tattooed on me.
Poop emoji.
Guy,
But,
what are you
yeah.
doing? Video game high school logo.
Oh my God.
All right. Hello, my name is Matt Arnold. I play Daryl Wilson, a stay-at-home coach dad who turns into a barbarian when he enters the Forgotten Realms. Daryl absolutely loves fireworks. Oh my God, fireworks.
Fireworks. There
His
we go.
favorite, loves bootleg fireworks, love getting fireworks anywhere he can. The kids come to Daryl's house on 4th of July because they know he's willing to sneak out at 9 o'clock at night.
Is
and
Daryl
get
the
kids.
fucking guy who's been setting
No,
off
Glenn
fireworks
is.
every
Glenn
20 minutes?
100% is the guy, though. Glenn in his van is 100%
Glenn's the guy who
the
does
guy.
it at like July 1st on random times of day just because. Daryl's the guy who's been prepping for 3 weeks to make his own fireworks show that's going to be better. One of the things he loves to do is, I don't know what they're exactly called, but they're like these like balls that go flying out and he can put them in like big tubes.
Yeah, flying fizz balls. Yeah.
Flying fizz, is that what they're called?
No.
Okay, well, him and his friends always called him the Big D, and he just thought it meant Big Daryl, but it's like, you're holding a big phallic thing, so all the kids were running around talking about the Big D, and Daryl got in trouble with all the moms and other parents because he bought them all fireworks and making dick jokes. So
Homeowners Association really clamping
Daryl's
down.
been banned from fireworks for the last couple of years,
Dang.
and it really depresses him.
Is he locked in a fight with the local homeowners association? Like they're like saying like, Mr. Wilson, you cannot have any more displays.
Mostly the Doodlers Parents Association or whatever it's called, Boosters Club, got pretty mad at him.
We needed this dad fact back when we had Odyssey Sign, because then we could just do that. You've been storing all of your
shit.
fireworks in the Odyssey Sign.
I feel like wait, is
Nothing but
the
sparklers
Doodlers-
now for him.
Is the Doodlers Parent Association like, I don't know. I try not to think of what's possibly going on in the outside world while we're in the Forgotten Realms, but I feel like, maybe like somebody has sent the police after us. There's all these missing kids and stuff.
It's only been like a couple
hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
eventually
yeah,
they will almost
sorry.
certainly send cops and assume that you all just kidnapped your own children and you're horrible, horrible dads.
Damn.
That is the adventure when we come back. Is that we
Framed.
are framed for kidnapping our own kids.
And that's why you don't defund the police, guys, because who's going to go after
Oh,
4 lost
my
dads in the
goodness.
Forgotten Realms? Who's going to go after them, huh?
All right, let's hear your dad
Riddle
fact.
me that, liberals. Who's going to go save the dads if we defund the police?
If you don't defund the police, the podcast will end because the police will pry us out of the Forgotten Realms.
Hey, everyone. I'm Will Campos, fun liberal. I play Henry Oak, hippie druid, rockin', stockin', Birkenstock, munchin', crunchin', hippie nature.
Ooh, new
druid
way, new
dad.
way of doing
New
it.
wave, new way, new dad, new me, new dad fact about Henry's tattoo, which is also a tramp stamp. Is tramp stamp okay to say?
Probably not.
All right.
Like,
Fun fact, dad fact about.
Empowered woman tattoo spot.
Because I'm pretty sure they're not talking about like the Charlie Chaplin type of tramp.
Yeah.
So,
That was where
Yeah,
it came from.
Charlie Chaplin trap would just be in the Hitler space of your face.
Henry's empowered woman lower back tattoo spot tattoo is of he went in to go get the peace sign done, but he wound up getting the Mercedes-Benz logo. And because the guy fucked it up and gave him the Mercedes-Benz logo, But he was like, well, no, it's okay because it's Mercedes O Garcia, right? It's about you, babe. And he tried
It's a
to
little
pull
treat
that
for
move.
her every time she pegs you.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
my
Canon,
God.
yes, 100%. But the real reason that Henry doesn't get it changed is because it hurt too much. So he's like, because he could very easily get that extra line added to make it a peace symbol like he wanted, but it hurt like a son of a
She's
gun.
Mercedes
and
and he
go.
bends. Oh, man.
That was very, very good. Next level pun.
Thank you.
10 out of 10.
I've been sitting here thinking about what's another version of tramp stamp that this empowered woman would be cool with. And I think, I'm just fine with tramp stamp. Hi, I'm Beth May.
I mean, you've already told us that you're literally willing to put any tattoo on your body. So
Yeah, this is good because I was having a hard time coming up with a Ron fact today. So I won't say a Ron fact. I'll say Beth fact that I would definitely at some point in my life get a tramp stamp of Tramp from Lady and the Tramp, and he would be sexy.
And he's got a sexy dragon stamp on his lower back. It's like Tramp Stampception.
Yeah.
The Germans call them Arschgeweih, which means ass antlers.
That's
love
so much
that.
better.
That's so
ass
good.
antlers. All right, that's Henry's
great,
ass antlers.
because,
That's great.
That is sexually strong energy.
You know that muscle thing that is called stripper dimples?
The thing above your butt.
Yeah, the thing that I've always wanted, but
it's the V
never
for your
had.
butt.
Yeah,
It's your butt V.
But to have just anything in that area called antlers, I would love that.
That's very powerful.
Let's
it is
do
powerful.
I'm Anthony Birch. I'm your daddy. I have sort of the opposite of a tramp stamp because I have a surgery scar on my front. And I was
Holy
looking
shit.
at it and I was like, oh, this is so cool. I got this big old scar. I never considered myself
your
a guy who would
kidney
get a
surgery.
cool scar. Yeah, for my surgery.
We get it. You're an amazing person, Anthony.
He brought it up. I was just saying I have a scar. It could have been from anything. It could have been from fighting a bear. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. This is so hardcore. And then I looked at it a little bit more and it kind of curves upward on the sides. So it kind of looks like a left parentheses or right parentheses put on their side. And I was like, oh, that's unfortunate. But then I looked even harder and I realized my belly button kind of looked like an eye. So it just looks like I have a smiling cyclops right above my dick because of the way that my
It
scar
sounds
works.
like you have a C-section scar.
It's very C-section.
Very similar.
Yeah. Now when I look at my my abs, I was for the briefest time felt masculine and proud, and now I'm right back to where I was.
You know what that means is we need a picture of that scar, and then Freddie will Photoshop into an icon for our Discord, and that could be the winky face icon.
Nice.
The proximity to Pube Town is way too heavy for me to ever give a picture.
Hold on.
Good thing Manscaped sponsored the podcast.
Nice.
True.
Wait. Sorry, Anthony. Just to be clear, so it's like a little smiley face curl.
Yeah, it's basically
By the scar.
It's a little smiley scar above my pubes.
Could you please have across it "Why so serious" and a little Joker, like a Joker thing?
Anytime I'm about to have sex, I will immediately make myself not about to have sex by saying, "Do you want to know how I got this scar?"
It's all part of the plan.
Every girl I sleep with, they tell a different story. They all contradict.
Oh, no.
Oh man,
That's why I'm always smiling.
Let's put a smile
also-
on that face.
I got surgery on my stomach too, where I got my abs surgically removed, and so now I don't have to think about having abs anymore. That would be my surgical scar.
Welcome to Dungeons and Daddies, not a BDSM podcast, a loose tabletop role-playing game podcast about four dads from our world flung to the Forgotten Realms in the quest to rescue their lost sons. My name is Freddie Wong. I play Glenn Close, the bard / rock and roll cover band dad of the group. This week's Glenn fact, I'm going to take everybody here on a little bit of a journey through the English language here.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to go
So I'm
sleep.
just going to go through a piece at a time. Glenn believes nobody should ever wear a mask unless they're being recorded, potentially doing something that might be considered illegal depending on the jurisdiction. Which, in our modern surveillance society,
all the
means
time.
Glenn thinks people should wear masks all the time. But only in public. and in the bedroom. Hey.
Wow, that was a journey.
A journey for you.
I did a 900. I was like Tony Hawk doing a 900 on Glenn.
They had us in the first half.
Does he film the bedroom?
Glenn doesn't kiss and tell.
Doesn't kiss anyone if he's got a mask on in there.
Yeah.
That's true, actually. We got stuff going on in there. Ho!
All right. That was a good one, Freddie.
Yeah.
Freddie started here, dear listener. Let me part the veil for a moment. Before this podcast, Freddie was like, oh, gee whiz, I have to go first. I always have a bad dad fact. Just to like kind of set our expectations low so he could kick the door down with clearly like a banger dad fact like ready to rock. So fuck you, Freddie.
That one's on my sticky notes. That's more effort than I've ever done for a dad fact.
Get ready for
Suck,
my
Freddie.
banger.
God damn it.
Yep. My name's Matt Arnold. I played Daryl Wilson, a stay-at-home coach dad who becomes a barbarian when he enters the Forgotten Realms. Not a journey, just very simple.
Sorry, I was just like, who becomes a barbarian when he enters his life?
Oh.
Well, okay.
First of all, you got to be a barbarian before anything starts.
Well, you and I are on the same page because I didn't know that you laughed when Freddie paused after saying a loose D&D.
Yeah. Simple dad fact. I was just going to say, Daryl's one of this is also like my dad's dad fact. Daryl's one of those guys, he takes great pleasure in essentially making his shoes last as long as possible. And in fucking his wife.
Well, his New Balances?
He takes great pleasure in making fucking his wife last as long as possible.
As long as possible. with shoes on.
Does he wear the New Balances in the bedroom?
No, he does not wear his New Balances in the bedroom.
Why not?
He wears his dress shoes in the bedroom, baby, because it's a temple in there.
Oh, God.
And you always wear your dress shoes to temple.
It's a church. It's mixed up.
Oh, man. This is a rowdy episode.
It's rowdy. No, let's go.
It's got that
on.
energy.
Go,
I love
Will.
it. I love it.
He's got that arch support, you know what I mean?
My name is Will Campos. I play Henry Oak, the Birkenstock rockin' munchy crunchy hippie druid granola dad of the dads. And he's a druid. And my dad fact for Henry this week, little themed dad fact for the upcoming release of Rocks Rock, the geology-themed rap EP.
Which is imminent. We're doing final touches on it, and it's going through a mixing mastering stage, and then it's coming out. It's very fucking good. Okay.
Fun fact about Henry is that Rocks Rock is not the first jam that Henry has dropped. Because Henry makes jam, guys.
Fuck off.
Henry has a line of jam.
Fuck yourself.
Henry has a line of jam called This Is My Jam. And he doesn't realize that that's a pun because he's never heard the phrase jam used for music before. So he's just like, this is my jam. This is my jam. And I'm Henry, and this is my jam. You're probably asking, what flavor jam does Henry make?
Nope.
And the flavor is just whatever fruits he can find around. He kind of forages. It's whatever's left over in the fridge. So it'll be like apple and blueberry and like a couple old grapes are in there. And then so like every jar of jam is a little different. It's a little special jam.
He brings that jam into the bedroom, right?
I was so positive that you were about to say toe jam that anything else that you said was totally forgivable. In my
Henry doesn't put
God.
toe jam in his jam. He does scrape most of the mold off of it before he.
Unlike Squirrel. Yeah.
Little LA humor for
little
everybody.
LA food humor for those in the know. Wink, wink.
You might have seen it on Twitter. You know.
We talk about fireworks and jam here in LA.
We're all depressed.
Oh, yeah? Showbiz, baby. Hi, I'm Beth May, and I play Ron Stampler, emotionally detached stepfather and rogue. Fun fact about Ron this week is that his favorite class in high school was shop.
That checks out.
Because he would just ditch school and go to the mall. And then he wouldn't buy anything. He would just kind of hang out at the mall.
Did he think that that was what shop was, or was he just ditching?
I think probably both. I think that he probably wanted to take home ec, but his dad made him take shop because it's a shop. And then shopping should be shopping. And so he went to the mall, but he probably didn't have any money. And so just
So did he think he was failing shop?
No, I mean, I think
I kept going, but I'm not doing well.
He's studying. I think that everything that he knows about culture was just in one Westfield mall.
And business.
Culture and business.
Were people oh, who do you have for shop? And he's like, I have Claire's.
I have Spencer's.
I have Spencer.
I just realized that Ron is a character from Third Rock from the Sun. I just finally accepted that's what he is. He's
I never watched it.
It's a good show.
You don't have to.
What is it? Does it hold up?
I know.
I have no idea if it
Nothing
holds up.
It's more than 5 years old and it's a comedy.
Frasier sitting here.
Is like French Stewart, like, is his character super problematic or something? Why am I asking Anthony? Anthony doesn't know.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a while.
It's probably a great show, everybody.
Probably
Anthony, what's up?
hysterical.
I actually just found out about the Simpsons hams meme.
Oh, the steamed hams meme?
Steamed hams.
You're in for a treat.
I was in for a treat. It really gave me almost the joy that I had experiencing Lost for the first time. But
you, Beth, are in for an unforgettable luncheon.
I'm so excited.
God. Very good. Oh, boy. Hey, it's me. It's Anthony Birch. It's your dad.
Hey, Dad.
Dad.
I realize I don't have a, like, Freddie was trying to bemoan the fact that, like, I'm going to go first, so I have to come up with a very small bit of improv before anybody else. I don't have a character, so I don't get to, I just have to come up with things from my life.
Just tell
and
the
further
truth.
erode the barrier between artist and audience. So people know what my torso looks like now.
That's the point, Anthony. You have to be the like hot, sexy one that everyone loves
With the
after
scarred torso.
You're our Matt Mercer. You got to do it.
No, I refuse.
Does Matt Mercer have
A C-section scar.
fan art of himself?
Oh, absolutely.
Hold on. I'm just checking Wiki feet for Matt Mercer really quick. Just hold on 1 second.
Ooh.
Nothing. No search results. Are there no dudes on Wiki feet?
I'd say there are precious few dudes on WikiFeed.
Your dad facts should just be about how hot you are, Anthony.
It's hot. It's hot Glenn Summer.
Anthony's dad fact is just about how hot Matt Mercer is.
Yeah, Anthony's dad. Honestly, when I met Matt, I was like, that's not fair.
I've never seen him. I want to look him up.
He's very, very handsome. He's got like a Michael Fassbender face.
Matt.
This is a good use of the top of our podcast. It's just
Mercer.
Googling how hot
talk about
other
it.
D&D hosts are.
If you like D&D podcasts where the host is hot, definitely don't listen to this one. Listen to Critical Role and maybe NADPod. I don't know what that guy looks like. What's a fun Anthony fact? The Last Jedi is my second favorite Star Wars movie.
What's your first favorite?
My first favorite is New Hope.
Oh.
Oh. Well, I don't care.
It wasn't just for you. I don't exist to please you.
I couldn't even pretend to be interested.
Is that the fucking rubric for whether or not a dad fact is good? If Master Arnold thinks
Anthony,
it's okay?
you're not talking your way out of this one. Matt just blew you out of the fucking sky, dude.
God. All right, fantasy world bullshit.
Welcome to Dungeons and Daddies, not a BDSM podcast, a light D&D role-playing podcast about four dads from our world flung into the Forgotten Realms in the quest to rescue their lost sons. My name is Freddie Wong. I play Glenn Close, the rock and roll bard of the group. And this week, Glenn Fact, coming at you hot. Glenn, as you know, has spent a lot of time in malls. One of his favorite stores in the mall is basically the Brookstone / Sharper Image store because they got those massage chairs. And Glenn, definitely every single time there's like, oh, hold on, let me just loosen up before the show, and we'll just plop down in a massage chair and just kind of let it go to town on his back for a little bit. It's his sort of pre-show routine. Other pre-show routines include, stopping by the Auntie Annie's and picking up a pretzel and getting a massage, the whole nine.
Nice.
But Glenn secretly harbors the belief that he's like, man, these things should sell themselves. These people aren't trying hard enough to sell me on these massage chairs. So he thinks he can sell a massage chair to anybody if he had a massage chair. And his strategy is basically sitting there just being like, oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah. Oh, right.
I'll have
on
what
my
he's
knots. Exactly.
Oh, God.
He's been asked to leave 3 Sharper Image.
You know how the Sky Mall magazines used to have all of the Sharper Image and Brookstone stuff in them, and they were always just like the most absurd stuff that you would never buy. But like, so my mom is similar to me in that like we'll like laugh about something super stupid and then we can't stop laughing, and then like suddenly we're just like disrupting the entire state of affairs and wherever we are. And so we used to like not be able to look at the Sky Mall if we were ever on a plane together because like literally we had people like turn around and be like, hi, could you guys keep it down? Because we would literally be like, Uggs, but with wheels.
Hello, my name is Matt Arnold. I play Daryl Wilson, stay-at-home coach dad, who becomes a barbarian when he
Makes love to his wife.
Makes love to his wife. I was trying to say something other than enters because that made Beth laugh. But then I was going to say comes into the Forgotten Realms.
He penetrates the Forgotten Realms.
He becomes a barbarian when he comes all over the Forgotten Realms. And my dad fact is, so Daryl may not know a lot about BDSM.
Okay, I'm very interested.
But it's not what you think it is. But he does know a lot about BRAT. Brat, which is the rule when you have an upset tummy, which seems relevant. So brat is what you should think about when you have an upset tummy, which is bananas, rice, apples, and toast. And that's what Daryl always remembers whenever he gets an upset stomach, and he always takes care of everybody.
So wait, you eat them all at once?
They're just the things you should eat.
Oh.
Those are the
all
only
of
things
them
you
at the
should
same
eat.
time? That seems like it'll be even worse.
Well, Daryl's favorite brat food is toast, but he likes milk toast, which essentially make your own cereal, which is you cook up some toast, and you put some cinnamon and sugar on top of that toast, and then you tear it into chunks, and you drop it in a bowl, and you have a little bit of milk in there, and then
that is borderline
toast.
Henry Oak recipe.
So it's like
your milk
ersatz
toast.
cinnamon toast crunch.
Yeah, it's just cinnamon toast crunch. You just made it yourself, and it tastes great. You can choose your own bread, brioche. It's amazing.
That's all the ingredients for just cinnamon toast. You could just have cinnamon toast.
But you can make it yourself.
But that's
and you can get better bread.
Can you imagine going to your kid and being like, hey, don't worry about the Fruit Loops. I can make Fruit Loops. Oh, Count Chocula? Let me show you my Count Chocula.
If y'all haven't had milk toast, one, you're probably not a New Englander from 1960. But two, it is delicious and you should try it. It's good stuff.
I remember when I was a kid, I was obsessed, as we all were, with McDonald's breakfast. And my favorite was the bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. And I remember my dad needed to do an errand one Sunday morning and like dragged me along with him. He's like, Will, I promise you, we're going to get a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit after this. I was like, oh, yes, so excited for McDonald's. And he took me to like a restaurant, like a brunch place for, what would have been millennials at the time. And we sat down and I was fucking furious. Like I must have been like 7 or 8 years old. I was so upset that we were not going to McDonald's. And then he's like, well, they got biscuits and bacon and eggs right here. And then he asked the waitress to like put it in a little sandwich for me. God. And I was told, I was like, this is embarrassing.
And was it as good? Was it as good?
No, it was not as good.
Of course
as
not.
The McDonald's,
I've never had a fancy version.
I've never forgiven my father for that.
And that's why you don't talk anymore.
That's why we don't talk anymore.
Since 7.
Hey everyone, I'm Will Campos. I play America's favorite hippie, Birkenstock, rockin', crunchy, munchy, nature druid granola dad from the Forgotten Realms.
Oh,
Henry Oak. That's right. And that's why I feel safe saying America's favorite, because he's probably the only person that all that stuff applies to.
I don't know. There's a lot of D&D podcasts out there, my friend.
That's true. Yeah. Fair enough that maybe we're not the first ones to that. I shouldn't have said that in the intro because my fact this week was just going to be Henry's from the Forgotten Realms. And I feel like
there you go.
I've been sitting on that long enough that I'm busting it out as my fact this week. If you've been wondering why you haven't heard any facts about Henry's like high school experience or like what it was like for him to be a teen or like what video games he played as a young man, now you know it's because since episode like 3 of this podcast, I've been sitting on this bombshell. And now it's a whole new world. Who knows what kind of Henry facts we'll have in the future.
Do you guys think that being like, man, that show really became part of the Forgotten Realms is going to be the new Jump the Shark?
I am very nervous for this very specific reason.
I wouldn't have said it if I thought you were actually nervous about it.
So wait, Will, can I ask you a question then? Because Henry has like a pretty comprehensive working knowledge of 90s computer games and video games.
Yeah.
So did he like come into our world and the thing that really got his attention was all these computer games?
Henry came into our world with amnesia. I imagine Henry probably did a lot of digging around in 90s and 80s nostalgia, trying to trigger sense memories for himself, which is why, like, he probably for a while, Myst really reminded him of something, but it probably was just the weird energy of the creepy forest he grew up in.
And the rhythm of like hip hop like reminded him of like music back from the Forgotten Realms.
Yes, exactly. That was the inspiration.
Most people dig around in 80s and 90s culture because they have depression now.
It was heartbreaking. Everyone was talking about how Stranger Things reminded them of their childhood, and then he was like, this reminds me of nothing.
Damn.
Couldn't enjoy Stranger Things. He was the only one.
Hey, I'm Beth May, and I'm America's Fourth
You're America's favorite. You can say it.
Fourth favorite, Beth May. There's actually a Beth May that's Elizabeth May, and she's like a fantasy writer who has like way more fans than I will. And she's
you should just say that's you. What's stopping
that is
us?
me. Yeah, of course. I think she lives in
Multi-talented.
Scotland though. So, but yeah,
So
Which means no one will ever run into her.
We had to talk to Random House to get Beth on the podcast.
she got like 100K Twitter followers, and now
Elizabeth really adds a lot of like. It does sound a little more successful.
that's
doesn't
what
it?
my mom always said.
the author of the YA fantasy trilogy, The Falconer. Ooh, this. Ooh.
Shit, this sounds good.
Yeah, sounds
mean-
good, Beth. You're talented.
The next time you call Beth May in universe, it should be it's a wrong number, and you get
Oh,
Elizabeth
shit, that's
May.
so
from
good.
And
Scotland.
then Elizabeth May can show up and be like, who?
Sorry, how'd you get my number? Please stop calling.
Now that I'm like the toxic, awful person that looks at how many Twitter followers they have, like whatever I clicked on her, I'm like, Elizabeth May, who does she think she is? And then I was like, oh, who do I think I am? I'm Beth May, just to clarify, and not Elizabeth May. And I play Ron Stampler.
We've lost some followers now.
Oh no, I thought this was.
I thought this was the writer of the YA fantasy trilogy, The Falconer.
I want to hear about the Falcons.
I play Ron Stampler, emotionally detached stepfather and rogue. Fun fact about Ron this week is that Ron can type 70 words per minute.
Wow,
That's right.
Respectable.
Yeah, that's respectable.
Wait,
it's,
what word?
It's only one word, and it's the word word over and over again. He can type the word word over and over again 70 times
70
per minute.
words per minute.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Still pretty fast.
That's a little over 1 a second.
That's pretty fast. That's like
hunting
even just
tech?
knowing.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
pretty good.
I'm not acting like it's something to not be proud of because, yeah, it's good for him.
Well, word to that
right.
Okay.
is what Henry's going to say when he finds out about that.
Hey, everybody. It's me, Anthony Birch, your dad.
Yay!
Yeah,
Hey.
I miss seeing your dad face.
Well, that's one of us.
You're just an Anthony on my screen.
Yeah.
It's just the Arial font Anthony. It's just sitting there.
Could you at least like put an emoji or something in there so I have something to look at?
Anthony's evolved into his final form, a lowercase white on black sans serif font.
It's just very hot in my house, and I don't want to have to put on clothes just to talk with you nerds. So,
Wait, are you
no.
naked for this
I am.
recording?
Yeah, that's why he always says he's not on camera.
You sound so much like my dad.
I thought you were going to say you sound so naked.
That's what I thought he was going to
naked.
say. I was like, can you hear the
You
lack
sound
of...
so naked.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate thing that you can just know now. Some episodes have been naked before. Some I
what?
haven't. If you can go through the catalog and think you can figure out which ones I'm naked and which one I'm not, I will give you a $100 gift
The
card.
earlier episodes is where he's naked most often, is the one we were all recording in the same room.
Yeah, especially when we were in the same room as when he did it.
Yeah, no, it was a power move.
I just want to also say congratulations to all of us, but mostly to Will
Yes.
for your first rap
Oh,
album.
pish posh. All
my
the glory
gosh.
goes to Freddie and Max Waller for pulling that one together.
No.
Will Campos
No, I
put
heard
together exactly. We've finished the Rocks Rock EP, which is, as referenced in the show, the first EP rap album that Henry Oak created.
The first of many.
The first of many. So people who are Patreon supporters already know about this. This released for free to all of them because it was a Patreon stretch goal. If you're listening to this right now, it's available for download on our website, dungeonsanddaddies.com. And if you stick around after the episode, you can hear a preview of the first track.
Some choice
man.
beats.
I feel like if that's canonical, like that's actually the album Henry made, like it really changes his character.
Yeah.
Like, because that was no garage band bullshit like he did on the episode, like off the top of his dome. Like that was
Henry
that
put
was
the
some
work in
good
on
ass
it,
rap.
man.
Like, so somebody said it well when they were like, Daryl said he liked the album, and they're like, now it makes sense because it's fucking legit. It's legit hard. It's legit good.
Yeah, he wasn't just being nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys.
Anyway, folks, stick around after the end of the episode to listen to the first track.
What?
Welcome to Dungeons and Daddies, not a BDSM podcast, a loose Dungeons and Dragons podcast, and for once, more of a Dungeons and Dragons podcast, as you will come to see, about 4 dads from our world flung into the Forgotten Realms in a quest to rescue their lost sons. My name is Freddie Wong. I play Glenn Close. Now, here's where we are in the story. We're hanging out with a bunch of hippies who are into vegetarianism and not eating meat. So I thought that there'd be a good time to talk a little bit about Glenn's gustatory habits. Glenn's favorite vegetable is deep fried.
Nice.
Deep fried vegetables.
Freddie, I feel like you're chomping Henry's flavor with these reversal on the favorite blank.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that a trademark? Oh, sorry. 1 second, guys. I have a motorcycle gang literally pulling up.
I thought that was like the wind or something.
That was me growling in disapproval at Freddie's dad fact.
So this motorcycle gang thinks I'm so cool. They want to come. They keep trying to indict me in the gang.
Keep trying to hang out
Hey,
with
ask
me,
if you
man.
could join. Just roll on the window.
Deep fried any vegetables. So number 1 on the list, fries. French fries. That's a vegetable.
veggie.
That's a vegetable. You know what it is? It's like a reverse Henry fact.
Yeah.
It goes exactly where you think it'll go.
It goes to the opposite zag from whatever Henry's dad fact would be. I love it. I love it. I'm here for it. I want more weird Glenn facts.
Deep fried vegetables.
fried.
That's what Glenn's got
now,
this
does that
week.
apply to any vegetable?
Yes, any vegetable.
and as
Any
long as
vegetable is
it's-
made better by deep frying.
Anything deep fried tastes good. I haven't had anything deep fried that doesn't taste good. So
Even candies, even Oreos.
Yeah.
taste
Yeah,
good deep
remember
fried.
when I had that deep fried Oreo at Lake Arrowhead and it was okay?
yeah.
It was fine.
You know what? Oreos are already perfect. They don't taste better once they're fried.
No, that's like putting a top hat on a top hat. You know, like what are you doing?
It's like putting a top hat on the Mona Lisa.
Literally too arousing.
All right. My name is Matt Arnold, a real dad playing a
Oh
fake
God,
dad
way to
called
flex,
Daryl
you
Wilson.
piece of shit.
Fuck.
Yep, that's right. Playing a dad named Daryl Wilson, who is a stay-at-home coach dad who becomes a barbarian when he enters the Forgotten Realms. Little dad fact about Daryl. So it's been a while since we've heard about his home brewing. The last beer Daryl made before he lost everything and got sucked into the Forgotten Realms is he's going ambitious here. He made a barley wine.
A barley wine? What is he at a Renaissance fair orgy? What is that about?
It's a barley wine. And it's called Access with a picture of Grant, ED. So it's Access Granted. And he's going to age it for 10 years so that he can have it when he's 21.
That's fun.
Oh, that's super
And
sweet.
right now, he's got 21 spots on the label. And he's been putting a picture. Every birthday, he's going to add another picture to the bottle. And then he's going to give it to him when he's 21.
I can't wait for Grant to pretend that's his first time drinking when Daryl.
Here you go, son. Your first sip of alcohol.
Hi, I'm Will. I play Henry Oak, Birkenstock Rockin', Granola Munchin', Hippie Nature, Crunchy Munchy, Druid Dad from the Forgotten Realms.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, a little extra splishy splash on there for you. A little dash of Henry right there, just adding to the rhythm of it.
A little whap. No, take that out, please.
A little whap, is that what you just said?
He's a splishy splash. I'm sorry.
Henry thinks that whap means welcome, accepting peacefulness.
Damn it. I thought about doing a WAP.
Henry's
great.
dad fact this week is, I think it's time for me to reveal something about Henry, which is why he hates horses.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
As you can tell in Oakvale, they've got like a naming convention. It's like a name of an animal and then Re-Oak, right? Like that's like Bear Re-Oak or Henry
Well,
Oak.
they do pronounce it bar, which means I think
I don't know
all
what that's about. I feel like Anthony's going to blackjack us with some weird twist with what's going on there.
Oh yeah, sure. It's a part of an amazing plan I have, and not just the fact that I forgot that they were all animal names the first time you came to the fucking.
Henry's tormentor as a kid, his bully as a kid, was another kid in the commune named Horse, and rather named Horsey Oak. So Horsey Oak used to bully Henry around, and he once.
Wait.
It's
No.
Horse Ree, right?
No,
Horse
no, no,
Ree.
no. It's
No.
Horsey Oak, and I'll explain
Okay.
why. It's because
Okay.
Re-Oak means you're from Oakvale, where Sea Oak means you're from like the suburbs outside of Oakvale.
And then BCC Oak means that they can't tell whether or not
His name
you're
is
in.
Horsey. His name is
name was-
Horsey.
No.
His name was
No.
Sea Oak.
Whore, sea oak is what I'm hearing.
No, Horsey. It's damn it. No, don't take this from me. His name is Horsey Oak.
His name is
He's
Horsey
from
Oak.
I was going to do a whole joke about how he's from the valley outside of Oakvale, and it was going to be a valley reference. It was going to be a funny LA joke, but you guys ruined it. Now
By
I
turning
hate
it into
horses.
a joke for everyone.
Now I hate horses
I don't
because you
understand.
ruined my
This
dad.
doesn't make sense. This
No,
does
it
not
makes
make
perfect sense,
No,
and-
no,
Why
no,
does
no,
it
no,
not
no.
make sense,
Just
Freddie?
because someone is named the name horse doesn't mean you hate four-legged animals with long faces.
No, it's just that when Henry came to our world and forgot his past. He had a low-key suspicion and tension around the word horse. It was like a traumatic thing for him.
Yep. You know, Freddie, if you ever have like a child and you begin to name a child, what you'll discover is that you can't name your kid the name of anybody you've ever disliked in your entire life. So you'll find you and your partner like exchanging names and then be like, no, not that one. That person I hated like in elementary school. So I get it.
I kind of feel like Horsey Oak was also, he was like a teen druid and would turn into a horse.
Teen Druid. That's the name. That's it. That's the new series. It's called Teen Druids.
Literally, that's Animorphs. That's literally Animorphs.
It's a real shame that you came up with the best possible character and it's not what we're playing.
It's so Horsey Oak was like a mean teen who would like turn into a horse and shit on Henry's bed and stuff like that. And like, gallop away and be like, oh, so
Anthony, you know who's going to show up in this episode now.
Anthony, I just tossed you the fucking keys to this Ferrari. So anytime you want
the problem is you tossed me a villain that's better than the current villain we have.
The reins to the horse.
That's got some fucking Thanos killing Loki energy.
Oh, are you kidding? It would be incredible if Barry's newest like fun partner that he like essentially his adopted son is Horsey.
His adopted son.
Hi, my name is Beth May, and I play Ron Stampler, emotionally detached stepfather and rogue. Fun fact about Ron this week, and it relates to last week's episode or whatever week. I've lost all sense of time in 2020. That Ron himself had a pet rock as a child, just as Ron was the pet rock to Henry recently, but Ron's father would not let him take any pets inside the house. No pets in the house. So Ron had to leave his rock outside among the other rocks, and he forgot which rock was his pet rock.
Oh, no.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's very good.
What did he do? Did he just move on with his life?
Do you keep looking?
I think he kept looking. I think there was some sort of like when your mom tells you, oh yeah, he went to go play in the hamster coop with the other hamsters and he ran away to the garden or something.
Do you think your dad knew what rock it was, walked outside and chucked the rock to make sure you never find it?
Oh my gosh,
again?
I hadn't even considered that.
Dang, what a villain.
I feel like, I'm not at liberty to say because Ron would not have even considered that, but like, yeah, low-key, yeah, bro.
Hi, I'm Anthony Birch, your referee for this episode.
I was going to make a referee
reference.
joke. Oh, man.
Hey, Anthony, sick reference.
Yes.
Wait,
yes,
reference
yes.
to what?
Dungeons and Dragons 1, they're called referees.
They're not called dungeon masters, they're called referees.
It's like they wanted it to be a sport.
This was going to be the first e-sport. Guy Gax was like, what if there was a way to stream this? We could make it an e-sport.
You hard cut back to a girl saying like, I only date guys who are into sports, and then his fist tightening in anger.
It's like, I'll show you a sport.
We have a referee too. That's not what I'm most impressed about in terms of sports.
So these last couple of weeks, we had our Patreon one-shots that we did. So basically, if you're an elite member of our Patreon, you can choose to like be in a one-shot in the Dungeons and Daddies universe that I will DM for you. Last time we did that, I was like, hey, whatever, if you want to create an item, I'll give it to the daddies in the real game, and then they'll use it. And I can't use that as a reward anymore because you guys have completely forgotten about the sort of pocket sand. So everybody's like, we don't want that. And I was like, okay. So what happened with
Sorry, everybody.
I ran them through the same session. It was really fun because I got two completely different experiences. One, we went through and it was really cute and they did the puzzles and had little fun adventures and all that kind of stuff and it was great. The other group, it was 4 people and this is how they introduced themselves to me. They went, hi, I'm so-and-so. I look like this and I'm the bard of the group. Second person went, hi, I'm so-and-so. I look like this and I'm the bard of the group. The third person, hi, I'm so-and-so. I look like this and I'm the bard of the group. It was 4 bards. One of them had the ability to, he literally could not mathematically make a persuasion roll less than 21. It was impossible.
He min-max? He min-max
shit out of it. So hard. They didn't do a single fucking puzzle that I put in front of them. Not a single combat. They saw what you guys were doing on the podcast and went, that's child's play. Obviated everything.
Freddie, you're obviously going to message this person and get those hints.
Yeah.
The thing is, because of the stuff that they accomplished in those, there may be a couple of moments where you see something, you're like, what the hell is that? That hasn't been set up. And I will explain in the moment, or maybe you'll just be able to figure it out, that those are going to be small references to items or things or very weird stuff that happened. The events of those one-shots where Walter got kidnapped and the kids hired some like mercenaries to go rescue them.
Or bards.
So basically, you may see some odd Larkin Sparrow-centric stuff that's going to sound like I completely ruined Larkin Sparrow's story. I promise you it's not what it sounds like. Everything will be fine. it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I feel like you're the person at like the meeting or whatever who is presenting your own ideas as if there's somebody else's, so that like oh yeah, like my boss, he came up with this great. You might think it's pretty dumb. Like
my hot girlfriend who lives in Canada thinks that this is a really good thing we should do.
You know, I thought it was pretty dumb at first. My boss, he's like fucking smart, thought that this is what we should do.
To be fair, none of these references sound any more niche than the kind of dumb LA shit I've been dropping lately. So,
all right, let's jump into the Weird Wild World of Dungeons & Dragons 1.0.
Welcome to Dungeons and Daddies, not a BDSM podcast, and these days slightly more of a Dungeons and Dragons podcast about four dads from our world flung into the Forgotten Realms in the quest to rescue their lost sons. My name is Freddie Wong. I play Glenn Close, the rock and roll bard of the group. He's got a cover band, and this week's dad fact, we've talked a little bit about his eating habits last time. This time, we're going to talk about his sauce habits. Glenn makes what he calls Rancho Bandido sauce, his signature blend.
Tell me everything.
No.
Rancho Bandido sauce is as follows. 1, buttermilk ranch, like ranch dressing.
Go on.
Okay.
2,
Hot sauce?
some kind of hot sauce, which he's still trying to figure out. And he's not going to be the kind of guy who like has a hot sauce holster, but he definitely has like a cabinet in the kitchen that's just hot sauces.
Yes.
And he
I
likes
was wondering who the hot sauce dad was going to be.
And he fancies himself like a hot sauce gourmand.
Yes.
I think, didn't we talk about, I feel like we talked about hot sauce in like the second episode, Daryl and Glenn
Probably,
did.
but that
I
was
think
a
we
while
did.
ago.
Yeah.
What is his favorite? Like, because I have a friend who has a hot sauce dad, and like he's got like, there's always one with like a donkey, like with a flame shooting out of its butthole, and it's called like Old Butt Blower or whatever. It's like,
Yep.
what is Glenn's favorite hot sauce in his collection?
He has a hot sauce that's an artisanal one called Spicy Meatball, and it's like a cartoon of an Italian chef doing Italian hands, and it's like not a good hot sauce. Like it is like not at all spicy, but it's just like he was like, yeah, this label's pretty cool, man.
It's just marinara.
It's just marinara sauce with Tapatio, and it's called Spicy Meatball.
I hate when I go to the grocery store for Tapatio and they're like, we only have old ass blower, and I'm like, okay, fine. The boys will be really bummed at this
folks,
football game.
We here at Old Ash Blower have been making hot sauce for over 100 years.
My name is Matthew Arnold. I play Daryl Wilson, a stay-at-home coach dad who becomes a barbarian upon entering the Forgotten Realms. I wanted to kind of just talk about like a really important moment in Daryl's life today, which is his first time. Going to Disneyland, of course, is what I'm talking about.
Dumb.
Come on, it was very wonderful.
I hate every dad.
It was senior year of college. It was right when they graduated. Carol was taking some time off before getting into grad school. Daryl didn't think he was going to be a Disney guy, but he had such a great time on Pirates of the Caribbean and everything, and they were going to stay there for a couple days. They got the whole package. And yeah, the first day was just perfect. And then went
like
back
at the
to
Disney hotel and shit.
Well, yeah, they stayed at the Paradise Pier, and then he also fucked for the first time. You know what I'm saying? Paradise Pier, first time. This was about his first time.
I knew it.
I knew it
smelled
too.
a rat the second you started talking.
Yeah.
Damn it.
She took him to Splash Mountain.
Yeah, took a splash down. By the way, Daryl's pin is the room number that he screwed in at Paradise Pier. That's most of his passwords are those digits.
69.
Yeah, they both laughed. They weren't gonna do it, but they couldn't not do it when they got 6969 as the room number, of course. All
What's
right.
everybody's favorite Disneyland ride, real quick?
I'm a Haunted Mansion guy.
Splash Mountain.
Probably the one I lost my virginity on, which was the Jungle Cruise and also the monorail. And then also Space. Yeah, I fucked on everything. Don't ever go to Disney. No, guys. I actually haven't been to Disneyland since I was was pretty small person.
Quick tip, use the app to get Dole Whip. All right, that's all.
I still don't know what it is.
Hey, everyone. I'm Will Campos. I play the fictional character Henry Oak on the podcast Dungeons and Daddies.
Why is that so funny?
Because we've done 40 of these, Anthony.
Sometimes it's just
That
good
is
to
really
remind
funny.
people.
Like, I can't explain why calling him a fictional character is inherently very funny.
The people and names in this podcast are fictional. Any resemblance to living or dead hippie nature druid, crunchy munchy, Birkenstock rockin' hippie nature druid dads is purely fictional. Henry's dad fact today. It's been a while since I did a classic. I did it up
classic,
Henry style.
baby.
Classic.
I did
All
it
right.
up Henry's favorite style. So we're gonna
Babe
open
Ruth
the
pointing a shot. Here we go.
So Henry, as you all know, is a rapper. And, I know that, like, we had some fun goofing on, like, that Henry probably doesn't know a lot about rap, that he only listens to Hamilton, but he's into the indie scene, guys. Mm-hmm. He's on SoundCloud, listening to those SoundCloud artists. And his favorite SoundCloud artist is a thunderstorm.
Oh, my goodness. This is so upsetting.
You know what's the best part of that joke? I'm just going to do a little commentary on my joke right now.
All right.
Is that the second I say SoundCloud, you know what's going to happen, and then I just drag you out for the rest of it.
The second you open your mouth, I know what's going to happen. Hello, I am the fictional person, Beth May, playing the real person, Ron Stampler, emotionally detached stepfather and rogue. Fun fact about Ron this week, and I think I might be sort of retconning a few things here, but we have a little fun on the podcast in case you didn't know.
We work hard, we play hard.
As a treat.
As a little treat. So I was kind of trying to think of what sort of started off Ron's not only interest in being a businessman, but his like confidence in business. And I came to the conclusion that, you know how like in high schools for track teams or like bands or whatever, you have to sell chocolate or sell.
Yeah.
So I think that he got like the boxes of chocolate or whatever and then went home to tell his parents like, yo, I'm on track. I feel like he would be a track person. Like he wouldn't be fast, but he would just kind of zone out.
Shot put. Yes. I was literally thinking shot.
Yeah, because of those legs.
Legs are important in shot put.
Yeah.
And also you don't run as much as everyone else. It's like, that seems appealing.
I feel like he's a good runner. But that's neither here nor there. What is it?
That's another fact. A little free fact in our fact.
Save one for next episode.
Sorry. Oh my gosh.
He's been running from his dad ever since childhood.
So I think that he went home to tell his parents that he was like selling chocolate and then asked them if they wanted to buy any. And instead of just, buying the few boxes that normal parents do or whatever, his dad, Willie, bought the entire thing with the plans to like upsell it somewhere else. And so like, Ron went back to the school and he had already sold all of his boxes and he was really proud of himself.
Oh,
there's a lot to unpack there.
How did Willie do on those track candies? Did he flip them?
Very poorly.
Just ate them all
He
year.
melted in his
Probably
trunk.
blamed Ron for it.
Melted in the car is the best answer.
Hi, I'm Anthony Birch. I guess I also play a fictional character, Beth May.
That's
true.
And I am also your dad.
Hi, Dad.
My fact today is that yesterday we recorded the first part of a 2-part crossover with literally my favorite podcast, Hey Riddle Riddle.
Hey, we're a podcast too. Come on.
Hey.
Story break.
Hey, story break. Come on.
That's what we get for never having him on.
I said what I said. I don't know what to tell you. And I was going in, I was like, okay, well, as long as I don't admit that I really like their podcast and look like an asshole, it'll be fine. And then I did that immediately, and I was like, oh, no, I'm an asshole. And I was like, okay, well, as long as they're not funnier than us, I'll be fine. And they're immediately funnier than us. I was like, oh, no. And then as long as they're not really nice, it'll be fine. And then they were also really nice. So just overall, a big loss for us and a big win for the listeners.
What a disaster that we made a great podcast episode with someone who turned out to be super cool.
Yeah.
Wait, Anthony, have either of them given somebody a kidney?
Oh, God, I got that on them. I'll email them back right now and be like, guess what, cucks?
Yeah.
And folks listening, you can expect that bonus episode dropping on our feed next week, this time, the 8th. Next, we got bonus episode.
Will and I are about to record a bonus episode with them too, and so now that we know that they're really funny or whatever, we're just gonna be like
Frey's gonna be there with you too.
You guys got the easy one because you got them on our podcast. You had home podcast advantage.
Oh,
Beth
yeah.
and I are walking into the fucking jungle. We've got to go improvise with the super
Improvise.
Going there
improvisers.
too. What are you talking about?
Frey's going in there.
Oh, that's right. Freddie's going
Improvisation,
too.
I warned all
improvisation, which
of
is
you.
not what I do, and then riddles, which is not what I do.
I want to see a scene. All three of us
no.
are on a podcast
Okay.
and we're bad at improvising.
Okay, cool. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to my podcast. It's about
Yes,
being
and
in a.
I am on the podcast too.
No, you're not.
Fade
You're
out.
not.
Fade out. Fade
No.
out's happening.
But-
Fade out's
It's
happening.
It's called a
for sale
podcast
that
because
you're
we're all
selling?
whales
Is it
in the
currently for
pod.
sale, this candy?
Welcome to Dungeons and Daddies, not a BDSM podcast, sort of sometimes a tabletop role-playing game podcast about 4 dads from our world flung into the Forgotten Realms in the quest to rescue their lost sons. My name is Freddie Wong. I am Glenn Close in this podcast. And Glenn Close has a cover band. He plays Christmas music. This week's dad fact about Glenn. I was thinking about this because Glenn's about to take the stage here in the Oak Vale. And I was just thinking about good concert stories, good gig stories from Glenn. So one time they were playing like a Northern California outdoor mall. Do they have outdoor malls? They don't have outdoor malls in Northern California.
Yeah, they do.
Do
yeah.
they? Maybe Central California, maybe Modesto or Fresno or something.
Yeah, I used to live in Hanford near Fresno, and there was tons of, was all kinds of crap.
So he was playing it, and as is Glenn's kind of habit, before every concert, he avails himself of what the food court has to offer. So he was at the hot dog on a stick, but something about either the hot dog, the stick, or the lemonade that he got didn't quite sit right with him, but they were about to go on. So they're like, Glenn, we got to go on. And he's like, I can't. Oh man, my tummy hurts. I need a second.
You're not supposed to eat the stick.
You're not supposed to eat hot dog.
Someone left a fire in Santa's chimney.
God.
But luckily for Glenn,
he shit his pants.
No, luckily for Glenn, he has I'm not sure if you guys...
my grandpa just kind of telling a story that I'm not sure where it's going. Okay, Frank, where is this going?
I'm not sure you guys know this, but like you can have, as a guitar player, you can have a wireless system. You can play the guitar that wirelessly transmits to your board. So it allows you to not be tied down by a cord. So he was like, just start the intro to Jingle Bells and I'll be playing from the toilet.
That's pretty dope.
I refuse to believe this happened. I know this is a fictional podcast where you get to say whatever happened, but he played guitar from the toilet during the gig?
Yeah.
How far was the toilet? What is the range
It's
on an
an outdoor
electric
mall.
guitar?
It's not that far. It's just around the...
Well, you're the ultimate cinema sins of people's dad facts.
my
You're always
God.
the one who
Yeah,
goes
what
in
the
and
hell,
doesn't
dude?
click. You're like, excuse me.
That's what happened, Will. I don't care if you believe it. That's what happened.
Hello, my name is Matthew Arnold. I play Daryl Wilson, a stay-at-home coach dad who becomes a barbarian upon entering the Forgotten Realms. A dad fact, I guess. I just thought of this right now. I was just thinking about what Daryl's allergies were. Daryl doesn't know. Every time he goes to the doctor's office, he just puts penicillin because he thinks, but he doesn't know, and nobody's ever given him penicillin. He's never checked. They say, what are your allergies? And he just puts penicillin because he's always put it, but he has no idea if he's actually allergic to penicillin.
Wait, you could be yeah, just
'Cause if you
don't
never
give
have
me
it-
antibiotics.
But he does have one real allergy. The one allergy he does know he has, because he refuses to get the allergy test because he doesn't like needles, is he has a latex allergy. And he discovered that.
Wait.
For about 2 years, he thought he was doing sex wrong.
No. Time out.
Here comes the fucking cinema sins. Here we go. Freddy with a fucking pedantic ass fact.
I researched this shit, so there's no way Frey's knowing it.
In episode 1,
shit.
Henry talks about how he has condoms on his fingers, which are like latex condoms. So,
Do I suck his fingers? What are you talking
Yeah.
about? I told it has nothing to do with me.
I knew someone who had a latex allergy.
Yeah, it burns your ding dong. It's not nice.
No. You couldn't bring balloons to school when I was going to high school.
Oh,
because
wow. I mean, there's various levels. I was just looking this up, and sometimes people who have the allergy to condoms, it takes a long time to get to a point where it's really bad. It's like subtle burning, and then that's like Daryl's. Daryl didn't die. Daryl didn't lose his dong.
He just thought God was punishing him.
Yeah, he's just like, why does it hurt all the time? I'm going too fast. Maybe this is the problem.
I have been on about 4 Tinder dates with guys who spontaneously had latex allergies. By the way, I
Daryl's
didn't
wink.
mention I have a latex. Oh, well, I guess.
My name is Will Campos. I play the fictional character Henry Oak on the podcast Dungeons and Dragons.
really, that's the name of the podcast, Will?
Did I say Dungeons and Damn it?
Ding! Wrong podcast. Ding!
Wrong
Guys,
podcast,
this
idiot.
isn't going well.
Oh, no. Oh, no. R.I.P. me.
This is honestly one of those podcasts that I this is a good podcast, so I turn on this episode, and then they're fucking jerking each other off for 25 minutes in the intro like I'm a friend of theirs, and I'm like, shut the fuck up and talk about true crime.
Beth, you're the one doing the jerking. You can't complain.
Yeah. I've been jerking the whole thing.
I am Will Campos, and I play the fictional character Henry Oak on the podcast Dungeons and Dragons.
You said it again. Ding, too. God, guy can't remember.
No way.
Henry's allergy is that he's allergic to bad vibes. Moving on.
Let's go.
Beth, bring us
Yo,
back.
yo, my name is Beth May, and I play Ron Stampler, emotionally stunted
Ding.
emotionally detached stepfather. Emotionally detached stepfather on the fictional podcast Dungeons and Daddies. Fun fact about Ron. So I was going to try to make fun of like a Henry dad fact, but then that's just not as funny as like living apparently right now. Fun fact about Ron is that his favorite dad fact is that the word dad is from the mid 16th century, perhaps imitative of a young child's first syllables. Da.
Oh.
Da.
Wait, so da came first? Da came first?
No, ma comes first in almost every language.
So wait, but I want to understand. You're saying that, is this true that like we basically just like a baby said da and then they were like, that means dad now?
Because the man was like, that was for me. That noise was mine.
I'm just on Google, Will. I don't know.
Generally, the first word that any infant will say is ma, because if you think about the pronunciation and formation of it, it's an utterance from
it's his mom.
Well, no, because it's a basic vocal utterance, and then the movement is almost just mouth movement. You can make that sound without any articulation of the lips. And so
she didn't say that it was literally the first thing they said. She just said that they do say da. That's what she said. So I'm dinging your ding.
There's some fascinating stuff about this because certain words like older brother and younger brother in different languages.
Anthony, please.
Most infants' first word is just Jim Carrey saying smoking from the
Somebody stop me.
No, the first word is in Ace Ventura. They point at the vagina and they go, do not go in there.
Nice.
I'm Anthony Birch. I'm your daddy master. And I'm allergic to bubble bath liquid.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, what's different in bubble bath liquid than the normal soap?
I think it was just one particular kind of bubble bath liquid I used when I was a kid. And I've just like, I never really enjoyed bubble baths that much.
So you've deprived yourself of bubble baths ever since just because of one bad...
Once bitten, twice shy, baby.
Anthony, I'm going to go over there and make you a bubble bath.
That's assault. That would be a form of assault.
Welcome to Dungeons and Daddies, not a BDSM podcast, a loose Dungeons and Dragons podcast about four dads from our world flung into the Forgotten Realms in the quest to rescue their lost sons.
I feel like when you say loose Dungeons and Dragons podcast, you're insulting Anthony, who's like doing all this work to run this game.
No, he's right.
Fine, a tight ass, super strict, 5E.
This is worse.
Wizards
Never mind. I apologize.
Approved.
God almighty.
This is what happens, Matt. This is what
sorry,
happens.
you're
You
right.
guys missed
I
it
should've
right
interrupted.
before recording. I was like, let's have a clean, fun, safe podcast, guys. And we're already off to this kind of nonsense.
I'm sorry, it's my fault.
I will
Keep
say
going,
one of the
Freddie.
nice things about this podcast is that since we don't play D&D, we will never be invited to any official Wizards of the Coast D&D events.
true.
Ever. Like I saw this, someone was tweeting like, oh cool, like D&D live, here's all the things. And it was like a DM panel. And I had this thought. I was like, Anthony deserves to be on that.
No.
Actually, no.
I'm just picturing Anthony showing up at that panel and he's like the main character in a Diablo Cody movie. And he's hungover
Yeah.
and he's got shades on. He's chewing bubble gum and like puts his feet up on the table. I don't know why Diablo
up, nerds?
Cody was my pull for that,
He
but
sits down cross-legged and starts playing a cup, you know, like in Pitch Perfect. Like, whoa.
If Anthony went to one of those, he would be the one on that panel stage who sits with the chair facing backwards and be like, let me just
Like
like be
AC Slater?
real with you guys.
No.
Let me tell you kids that deal.
all the other DMs, when they touch the microphone, it makes that feedback noise that happens in every movie when a nervous person touches a microphone.
Matt Mercer's over there, like looking at me, like twirling his hair, like, who's this guy? He seems so rude, but there's something about him.
He plays the cups and he wrote his own song.
He's got long hair. He wears vintage T-shirts. I'm sorry, Freddie. Do the podcast. We can move on.
It's all right. My name is Freddie Wong. I play Glenn Close, the rock and roll bard of the group. This was Glenn Fact, a short one. Glenn can fall asleep standing up. All right, moving on.
Fucking
like that.
horse
Okay,
leg.
hey,
I was,
what's up?
I was doing the same thing.
I will say this. He has to be leaning on something. It's not a freestanding
Like
thing,
leaning
but
on
if
a
he
bed?
has like a
He has to be
solid
leaning on a bed
surface that he can
horizontally.
lean on.
I like that Freddie clearly wanted us to follow up on that fact, and we were just like, let's
All
move
right,
on.
moving on. Yeah, you
Played
said moving on.
right into his hand. Right into his
Yeah.
horsey hand.
See, I was doing the same thing because the world's on fire, and I just was like, you know what? I want easy. I'm tired of not coming up with dad facts. I'm just gonna pick an easy 5 episodes. I got it nice and easy. I'm just gonna do the senses. What are his favorite senses? So today I'm doing what are his
What are
favorite?
you
What?
talking about?
Like, what's his favorite sound? Next week I'll probably do taste
Oh my God.
or whatever. Nice and
Okay.
simple.
That's great. For a second, I thought you were going to say his favorite sense is touch. Like,
Yeah.
his
Favorite
favorite
sense. Oh, sorry.
What's his love language?
His love language is touch.
Okay.
His love language is barbecue.
Hi, my name's Matt Owen. I play Daryl Wilson, a stay-at-home coach dad who became a barbarian when he entered the Forgotten Realms. His favorite sound is the sound that a bag of chips makes when you open it. That's it. That's just like a little pop. Oh, his least favorite sound. I'll do the favorite and least favorite. His least favorite sound is the sound of the door closing, because that means everybody's gone to work or school and he's all alone.
Oh, that's really sad. I think you were going to say like his favorite sound is
and
like.
then he opens up a bag of chips and he's happy.
We're back on top, baby.
Back on top. No
What
one
a
can
fucking
stop
roller
me.
coaster every morning.
Cool. Hey, Freddie, Matt, thanks for sharing those dad facts.
You're welcome.
Thanks
It was
for
really hard to
welcome,
talk
Will.
about, but I'm glad I got through
Thanks
it.
for bringing those dad facts to the group today. Hey, everyone, it's my turn. I'm Will Campos. I play Henry Oak, a fictional character on the podcast Dungeons and Daddies, a fictional podcast about 4 dads from our world who get sucked into the
We already
forgotten.
covered that. Move on.
That's my shit.
My world's on fire, but here's a question. How about yours? That's the way I like it, and I'll never get bored. Henry is a hippie. He's a druid. He's crunchy. He's a little bit munchy. He's a Birkenstock rockin' dad of the dad group. That's kind of what he does. And my fact about Henry this week. So there was a bit of a retcon last week where Henry revealed that his favorite TV show is not The Sunrise, but is in fact Cheers, because we're now going into the Dark Henry arc.
Dark Henry arc, yes.
This is his like Dark Phoenix moment, was revealing that he likes
That's
Cheers.
just really problematic for Henry to like that much.
Cheers?
Yeah,
I don't know. As I told you, man, it's his Dark Phoenix arc. We're going to see a whole new side of Henry. So I thought I'd revisit some other Henry facts, some other Henry faves, and reveal the real fave. So Henry's favorite drink, brace yourselves, guys. It's not ice cold water. Henry's favorite drink is orange juice, ... right after you've brushed your teeth.
Oh, no.
All right,
No,
everybody,
no, no,
stop in the
bullshit.
It's one of the most unique flavors on earth, and Henry can't
Bullshit.
get enough
Replaced
of it.
one crime with another.
That's
a worse
no.
one.
You know, it's got vitamin C, it's fresh, and it wakes you up in the morning. You know, you brush your teeth, and then you could go drink coffee and get those beautiful teeth all dingy, or you could have some orange juice right after brushing your teeth.
But
And
nobody
mint
drinks
orange
coffee
juice.
immediately after brushing their teeth. That's not the
well,
process.
you know, in today's hurry up and go, ever connected social media online world, you know, we don't have the time to drink our coffee
In these
our-
uncertain
In
times.
these uncertain times, that's what gets Henry up in the
Now
morning.
more
is-
than ever.
Now more than ever, Henry drinks extra pulp orange juice from concentrate
something.
right after brushing
Just
his
to
teeth.
feel
He
something.
brings a cup of orange juice into the bathroom with him so he can have it right after he brushes.
Fuck
Hey,
off.
girl, are you
That's
Will
the worst
Campos
thing I've
because
ever
you're
heard.
under arrest?
And that's my dad fact. Thanks for letting me share that, guys.
Hey, Will, thanks so much for fucking sharing that. Fuck up. I'm sorry, guys. Listen, I'm here. My name's Beth May. It's been a rough decade. Last 10 years have been hard.
Beth, we're recording the podcast. We're not just chatting right now.
Sorry. You guys all set a precedent of doing absolutely fucking nothing, so.
Oh, this energy.
Spicy Beth.
Damn.
Guys, we have to fight Barry today. We got to be on the
I
same
know.
side.
I
Yeah, we gotta be on
know.
the
We
same
really
team.
we gotta come together. we gotta come together. And so my name is Beth May, and I play Ron Stampler, emotionally detached stepfather and rogue. Fun fact about Ron: at the end of the last episode, I thought of something that Ron could do this episode that would be really cool and successful, and now I forget what that is.
Dang.
So.
A true Ron move.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. I'm Anthony Birch. I'm your dad.
Hi, Dad.
And we talked about on social media and stuff that we have some link that you can follow to sign up to vote. And if we got like X number of people, we'd do a West Wing style one shot. But I had a realization, and I tweeted it at the official Dungeons and Daddies account, but apparently whoever runs that doesn't like me because I didn't get a reply, got left on red, as is so often the case on Twitter. But I did have a thought.
Your own podcast didn't respond to you.
That's good.
See how I next level
Reply
cuck
guy.
myself?
You're a reply guy to your own podcast.
It's your own podcast.
Yeah. I also had a thought, and I wanted to run it past you all really quickly, which is we could do a West Wing episode.
Guys, ignore
or-
Anthony here too. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Or we could do a Pokemon one-shot called Pokemon Go to the Polls.
No.
Oh, I would love to do Pokemon.
What if we do? All right, I think
I was invested in West Wing.
Okay.
I think
that's
we
fair.
need to.
What if we
here's
do both?
That's what I was
Let's
going to
do
say.
both.
I think
Cool.
we need to do. It needs to be a West Wing Pokemon mashup called Pokemon Go to the Polls.
But I want ice cream, but I want pizza. Ice cream pizza.
I know we got a lot of Sorkin heads who listen to the podcast for our lively Sorkin-esque banter. So I just want to
I
make
will
sure that
be
they
playing Toby Squirtle.
Welcome to Dungeons and Daddies, what may very well be the last final episode of Dungeons and Daddies, depending, we don't
Guys,
know.
it's been great. I've had such a great time. These last 7 years have been a dream.
As we go.
I mean, it might be a BDSM podcast depending on what card we draw, right?
That's not really one of the cards unless you have a very specific wish.
I didn't look
It
at it.
might not be a podcast anymore, you know?
Generally, this podcast is not a BDSM podcast. This is a Dungeons and Dragons podcast about 4 dads from our world flung into the Forgotten Realms in the quest to rescue their lost sons. My name
Four
is Freddie.
dads flung into the Forgotten Realms, done dirty by their DM with treachery and tricks afoot. Sorry, Freddie. I was just so mad. I had to interrupt your intro. Please go again.
My name is Freddie Wong. Thank you, Will Campos, fellow co-host. I play Glenn Close, the rock and roll bard of the group. This week's dad fact for Glenn, since cards are on the mind, a little fact about Glenn's current blackjack lifetime earnings / losses. Glenn's lifetime blackjack is negative $7,000.
Oh my God.
But positive 12 M&Ms from a game that he played when he was like 13 and they were using M&Ms. In the black when it comes to the M&Ms.
Freddie, how much has he drank back in comped drinks from the hotel while playing
Fair.
blackjack?
Yeah. Is this like one night? Or if he's
Yeah,
going to
how many
blackjack all the
nights is
time,
the-
that's not that much.
Lifetime.
Lifetime. But how?
But have you gone once? Or do you go all the time?
No, not all the time. It's Glenn goes and plays blackjack to about the same amount of time. I think the average adult who attends the occasional bachelor party in Vegas or Reno, who occasionally comes by a casino. Yeah.
So Glenn's very bad at blackjack.
Oh, yeah. Terrible.
I worked with a producer that went to Vegas every other week
Wow.
to play blackjack. So if he told me lifetime like 7,000, like that's not that much. Like, whatever. It's like you're $200 a time if you go, but
Yeah, sure.
I get
But
it.
in Glenn's case, he's very bad at blackjack.
He's bad.
Because Glenn's always the kind of guy that 16 and it's like dealer is showing
push your
4.
luck.
It's like, hit me, baby.
No
That
whammy,
five's
no
on the
whammy.
way. It's like, sir, you really should. Even the casino pit boss is like, sir, just please, you're not.
Glenn
this is
only
not-
plays for 21. I get it.
Yeah.
Only for 21.
Plays to win, and winning is getting 21.
Hello, my name is Matthew Arnold. I play Daryl Wilson, a stay-at-home coach dad who becomes a barbarian upon entering the Forgotten Realms. To continue our wonderful journey through Daryl's 5 senses, we will hit
In the realm of
son of a
Daryl's
bitch.
senses.
the realm of Daryl's senses. We will hit, I guess we'll go with smell. So Daryl's favorite smell is the smell. He can't smell it anymore, but it was the smell of Grant's hair when he was a toddler or a little kid.
Oh,
He's
that
a-
baby smell.
He's still that baby smell, that good old baby smell. His least favorite smell is wet peanut butter. If you ever, this is also a Matt fact. This is
Wet
Matt's least
peanut
favorite smell.
What? How does this happen?
How often have you run into wet peanut butter?
So now it's going to become a Matt fact. My little brother only ate peanut butter as a kid, peanut butter and crackers. And so he would just take scoops of peanut butter, eat it, and then put the spoon in the sink. And I always did the dishes. And if you ever have like a chunk of peanut butter that just sits in water in a sink, I can't describe its smell. But in my thought, it's that Carol's very healthy and does a lot of green drinks and a lot of like peanut butter toast. And she always just like throws the knife into the sink. And then Daryl comes in the afternoon to do those dishes. A lot of soggy peanut butter smell. Just absolutely vile.
Boy, leave her.
The worst
Why
smell.
am I not surprised that Carol is a make the smoothie, don't clean the blender type of person?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Daryl's going to do it.
Literally, I
Dang,
think
dude,
that
brutal.
This dad fact was engineered to make us believe that Daryl does the dishes when he clearly does not.
He's a stay-at-home coach dad. He better be doing the
He
fucking
better be
dishes.
doing the dishes.
Yeah, you better be doing this. He's not doing much else at home.
Hey everyone, I'm Will Campos. I play the fictional character Henry Oak on the podcast Dungeons and Daddies, almost not going to be a BDSM podcast or a podcast anymore. Henry is a hippie granola munching. I haven't said granola munching in a while. Granola's kind of been phased out, so I want to bring it back. He's a granola munching, Birkenstock rocking, hippie nature druid dad. And my fact about Henry this week is that when Henry was a little baby boy, his father cast a spell on him that makes him immune to the deck of many things. Later, bitches.
Oh my goodness. No.
Invincible.
That wasn't your 9,000 IQ play, was it?
No, it wasn't. I have a separate play. My real dad fact is I want to talk about Henry's favorite fruit. So Henry's favorite fruit is, oh God, the minions from Despicable Me. Now, hear me out.
Sorry.
What?
Nope.
I don't think I will. I don't think I've ever been less inclined to hear somebody out in the history of sentences.
He thinks that they're little bananas because he hasn't seen the movie and he thinks that they're sentient bananas and the boomer memes crack him up. So he's like, that's my favorite fruit is those little bananas from Despicable Me. And every time he sees them, and like social media, he makes a joke. He goes, those guys are bananas, but no one gets it because they're not bananas. So,
well, I mean, they do love bananas and say banana.
Yeah, so I think that's
they?
probably where he got his wires crossed. So that's his favorite fruit. I wanted to give you a really bad Henry fact because Henry could fucking die this episode, and
That's
I want to
not
make it
even
a
a Henry
little bit
fact.
less
That's
sad. I want to make it a little bit easier for people to let go of Henry.
Hello, my name is Beth May, or should I say goodbye? Because this might be it. Let's see. I had a really clever one that I just thought up on the fly.
But you were so
It was about
intimidated
minions,
by
so you
the
have to start
banana
over.
fact.
Yeah, well, because like Will just gave a Ron fact, basically. Like
That's what I was about to say. That sounded like a Ron fact.
it did. Speaking of cards, again, blackjack. The cards that we're about to pick to end ourselves. I think that Ron thinks that face cards, like Ron does not think he's ever seen a face card because obviously a face card would have a face on it and it wouldn't be, a king or, like if there's not a big face on the card, that's not a face card. That's just a regular card.
I mean, they have faces.
Well, it's not, if you're calling it a face card,
Like a human
it should
face.
It should be a
should- the whole
huge
card
face.
should be a
Yeah,
face.
like literally.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm with Ron on this one. You'd think they'd call them like the royalty cards or something like that
Yeah.
because they're all royalty.
Well-
like there's faces on a lot of stuff, and you don't say that's a face thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, it would be royalty, but what about the Jack?
Isn't the Jack royalty in some
I
way?
mean,
He's like,
like,
he's the
the
fool,
court.
isn't he? What the fuck is what is
The
a Jack?
Jokers, my
Jokers.
friend, are the fools.
What the fuck is a Jack then?
Jack is like their bratty kid.
That's a good reading. It seems like it's some sort of version of knave, like the lowest member of a court or something. So I mean, it's a thing.
So yeah, royalty.
Yeah, the intern.
Yeah.
The intern.
I like it being the
The
son.
Doug. I have the Doug of spades.
All Brady's sons are called Jack.
I'm Anthony. I'm your dad.
Hi.
Screw you, Dad.
Yeah, you suck, Dad.
Just real quick. I want to call out somebody.
Okay,
Damn.
They're one of the more handsome people.
Oh,
Okay.
that's
I think
nice.
they can
Thanks,
handle-
Anthony.
go
They can
on.
handle this. James McAvoy, you're a fucking coward.
Wow.
You think you could be in a movie where the premise is that you don't have the script and you don't know what you're going to be doing and you can improv your way through the whole thing. You think that makes you courageous? If you weren't a fucking coward, you would come on this podcast where
Nice.
nobody knows what they're doing.
I love it.
And nobody
Oh my
has
gosh.
any idea what's going
Yeah.
on. And that would show your range
Yeah.
as a true actor.
Yeah, if you were a good actor, you'd be on this podcast,
You
James.
beautiful Scottish piece of shit. Why don't you come on our damn podcast?
I won't be mean to James. I will just say, oh my God, please come on our podcast. I would freak out. Oh my God, you're so dreamy. Oh, in atonement, everything.
Those looks aren't going to last forever, James.
Oh my God.
You will last forever, a D&D podcast.
Immortalize yourself as a D&D podcast host.
James podcast.
James
James
They don't-
Podcast McAvoy
Forget
here.
it. I'm not even going to say what. James podcast McElroy.
That should be canonically the Adventure of podcast. It's James Podcast McElroy.
That has to be that has to be an NPC later. Just save it, but at some point, James Podcast McElroy has to show up.
All right, let's do this
All right,
dang thing.
let's do this.
1, 2, 3, go. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Dungeons and Daddies, the D&D podcast about 4 dads from our world who get transported into the Forgotten Realms to find their lost sons. To find their
Yeah.
lost sons
You're doing
after
great.
after falling through a portal on the way to a soccer game.
Too much detail.
God damn it. My name is Beth May, and I will be your host tonight for the games.
All right. Beth, you crushed it.
Flawless.
I'm so happy Freddie's
Thanks,
not here.
Matt. Nothing is more 2020 brand of cruel than getting kicked off a podcast.
Yeah.
It's the only thing he had left, and we took it from him.
I was about to say, finally, I get to do my dad fact first, but you're the host. I think you could decide. Beth, do you want to go first? Or
I don't. I never do.
All right.
No.
Hell yeah. That's right. My name is Matthew Arnold. I play Daryl. Man, I'm all thrown off now that Freddie's gone. Maybe we do need him. All right. My name is Matthew Arnold, and I play Daryl Wilson, a stay-at-home coach dad who becomes a barbarian when he enters the Forgotten Realms. To continue our wonderful journey, the middle act of this 5-act play of Daryl's senses, we will delve into the world of touch.
I cannot believe this is the thing we're doing.
Are you almost done with it? How many more senses remain?
I just said it's the middle act. I got 2 more.
Oh my God.
So touch. I was gonna do something like cute, like laying in bed with Carol, but bullshit. Whatever. His favorite feeling.
Wait, can I try to guess?
What?
Is it a football?
No, I didn't think about that. It's the exact feeling of pulling up the perfect pair of jeans. Like if it just fits him perfectly, like doesn't ride the crotch, doesn't hit the belt. Bigger boys know what I'm talking about. That perfect pair of jeans. You pull it up.
I know what you're talking
about. It's like a snug fit. There's like a layer of air between your legs.
Sexually frustrated men know what I'm talking about.
No, it just feels good.
Stop gatekeeping feeling good in pants, guys.
Oh, it feels so good. His least favorite feel or touch is the feeling of a knife through a well-done steak. Makes him want to throw a plate over.
You were going to say a knife through his stomach. I'm like, yeah, that's not a great feeling.
Just to call back to earlier, Daryl Cannon, 2 of his favorite things to do are to put on pants and then to take them off completely when he goes to the bathroom.
Well, if you have the perfect pair of pants, exactly, you get to relive that
you
feeling.
get to feel that feeling again, yeah.
Anthony, it's the duality of man, really.
You know when you put like a piece of paper on a table and there's that little air cushion, like that kind of comes out? A perfect pair of pants does that across your whole body when you just pull it up.
You feel like Marilyn Monroe getting the wind blown up your skirt for a brief second?
It feels wonderful.
Hello, everyone. I'm Will Campos. I play Henry Oak, the fictional character on Dungeons and Dragons, a podcast, not a BDSM
Dungeons and
podcast.
Dragons again. I'm so sorry.
I
know.
Yeah, dragons.
It's got dragons in it. So I play Henry Oak. Henry? He's a hippie. He's crunchy and munchy. He rocks a pair of Birkenstocks and he likes granola. That's the guy in a nutshell. And also he's a druid with magic powers. He's from the Forgotten Realms. My Henry fact this week has to do with his Birkenstock rocking.
Old school.
Henry had a 6-month period in the year
Same.
of...
That's right now.
I was waiting for Beth to laugh.
For about 6 months in the year of our Lord 2014, Henry got really into those Vibram skeleton toe sandals.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know those?
What?
Yeah.
The toe shoes. Yeah.
Oh my God.
He was all about those toe shoes for a while because secretly he's always like, when he saw Lord of the Rings and saw that Peter Jackson like just went barefoot for a couple of years, he was like, that's cool, that's my speed. But he's not tough enough for that. You would think being like a forest child that he would have like tough leathery feet, but the forest floor in Oakville was so soft and cushiony, he never really built up those calluses you need for something like that. So yeah, Henry wore those awful shoes for a little bit because this was the closest he could get to being barefoot. And then he read an article about how they were actually bad for your feet. And so he went back to his stocks and he's never looked back.
Hello, my name is Beth May, and I play Ron Stampler, emotionally detached stepfather and rogue. Fun fact about Ron this week, it's actually a fact about Ron's wife, Samantha.
Oh.
Ron believes that Samantha has the world's best Owen Wilson impression, but really, she's just saying, wow. And he's like, oh, Samantha, you're so funny with how you say that Owen Wilson. And she's just like, wow, thank you, Ron. He's like,
hey, folks, this is Freddie Wong, a.k.a. Glenn Soul, flying over the Forgotten Realms. Glenn's dad fact, you know what? You're not going to get one from me because I'm just going to spend all episode looking at my character sheet and trying to figure out what kind of cool spells I can get. Because I have a thing where I can use someone else's spells now, and it's going to take a lot of research to figure out what's the most OP, stupid spell.
I need a dad fact. Here, what's Glenn's favorite ice cream? Give me something.
Okay, well, I'll give you the appropriate one.
hit.
I'll give you the appropriate one. Glenn saw the movie Flatliners and tried to be like, hey, I want to try that, but no doctor or EMT would allow him to do it. So to this day, Glenn has not been able to reenact the film Flatliners.
I mean, they were med students, weren't they?
Couldn't even get the med students in the local Southern California area. Like, none of them would do it. And they call themselves professionals.
Would you say that that's Glenn's dead fact this week?
Nice.
Ooh, this is going to be coming
dead?
out like right around Halloween. This
is our Halloween episode. Yeah.
This is our Halloween episode, actually, everybody.
Wow.
It feels like Glenn would go to like the midnight screenings, like he's just like a fan, but then like kind of just be like, huh, you guys ever thought about doing this for real though? Like, dude, it's this guy again. He always comes to these screenings.
Bringing a knife and asking people to just stab him and see what happens. I'm Anthony Birch. I'm your dad.
Hi, Dad.
So I just want to reiterate that even though the Deck of Many Things episode was the one that we were really worried about where things could change, Glenn is still very much in danger.
No. I'm burnt out from caring.
That's 2020 in a nutshell.
What if we just didn't save Glenn?
No.
I can tell you that at least one thing that will happen is, much as Nixon had a pre-written speech prepared for if Neil Armstrong died on the moon, I have an extremely self-indulgent and morose short monologue for if Glenn dies in this episode. And if we don't get to it in this episode because Glenn doesn't die, I will read it aloud in our Talking Dad episode if you're a Patreon subscriber.
Oh my God.
Glenn has slipped the surly bonds of Earth.
The stakes are real.
So, are we ready to jump back into our dramatic radio play, Dungeons and Daddies, let's go save Glenn?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it. To save Glenn. Let's save Glenn.
Welcome to Dungeons and Daddies, not a BDSM podcast. This is a D&D podcast and sometimes a courtroom drama podcast about four dads from our world flung to the Forgotten Realms in the quest to rescue their lost sons. My name is Freddie Wong. I play Glenn Close, your rock star in chains, being held down by a system designed to... he's the bard of the group, and let's hope those charisma rolls help him out here.
He's
Glenn's
the
dad
man
fact.
in the trial box. Alice in Chains reference, and like Man in the Box. Never mind. Let's move on. Let's keep doing the podcast, guys. This is going to be a good one, I can tell.
You're the best person to be in court. You should represent yourself. You have a higher persuasion role than pretty much any lawyer.
Yeah, you name any lawyer with a higher persuasion role than me. Glenn's dad fact, since we're in a courtroom state of mind, Glenn's dad fact is he has conflated the movies Scent of a Woman and A Few Good Men in his mind.
My goodness.
So in his head, he's like, yeah, Jack Nicholson goes up and goes, hoo-wah!
Justice is blind.
You can't handle the true eye.
That's how it goes, right? That's what happens when you watch way too many TBS movies while stoned.
The Superstation, it'll get you every time.
It's either Scent of a Few Good Men or A Few Good Woman.
A Few Good Woman.
Scent of a Few Men. That's the name of this show.
No.
Sorry, Beth. All right. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. My name is Matthew Arnold. I play Daryl Wilson, a stay-at-home coach dad who turns into a barbarian when he enters the Forgotten Realms. This is the fourth act of the journey through Daryl's senses, and like, if you know anything about Shakespeare's five acts, this is the shortest.
Man.
Yeah, this is the shortest. I'll just keep it nice and quick. His favorite taste is the taste of his sister's beer.
That sentence was a roller coaster.
No, it's only a roller coaster if you're a bunch of
If
pervs.
you're a dirty boy.
There's literally no way that would be dirty
One, I'm not a
unless
perv, and then two, I thought
your picture for your costume had a not safe for work tag on it. That's how much of a perv you are.
it had a not safe for work tag on Twitter.
It did for me. It did.
Your Halloween costume was so many levels of tragic.
Okay, let's get away from
I
my
didn't notice
Halloween
there was
costume.
shit on your face until
It
I
wasn't
stared
shit,
at
it
it for
was
initial
blood.
15
He's
minutes.
not on trial today for the choices she made.
It wasn't shit. It was blood. Will, let's go over to you.
Thanks, Beth.
Oh, I have to say my least favorite.
What's your least favorite?
Defeat.
The taste of defeat? the taste of defeat, like the taste of your feet.
Oh, taste of defeat's the joke one. I was gonna say this is too dark. I was gonna say it's also the taste of his sister's beer.
Because it's better
Says
than
he loves it, but then it reminds him how shitty he is.
Because that is the taste of defeat.
It's a complex brew when he takes a taste of it. Complex brew of emotions. All
heady, potent brew. Hello, I'm Will Campos. I play Henry Oak, the fictional character on the podcast Dungeons and Daddies. He's a Birkenstock rockin', crunchy munchy, hippie, nature druid, granola dad. And my fact about Henry this week is this is not his first time in a courtroom, y'all. He was involved in an incredibly protracted legal dispute with his neighbor over the incredibly graphic mural that Mercedes O. Garcia painted on their side wall of their house of Mother Earth giving birth to the world.
Nice.
So
A lot of blood.
it was vivid and realistic as that could be.
Please don't draw that, fan art people. Please don't draw that.
No, please do.
They went to court, and ironically, they had the neighbor dead to rights on zoning and free speech laws, but like they wanted to do like this big theatrical thing where like they called Mercedes O. Garcia as a witness as Mother Earth, and she pretended to be a Mother Earth, and the whole thing was so annoying that they got held in contempt. So the settlement was that they had to put like a tasteful privacy tree up in front of the Mother Earth thing, but the neighbor knows it's there.
I always thought Mercedes was the more practical one.
I
but
thought
now
she was
you've
cool
given her
until
a different,
today.
different angle to her.
This is the secret dad fact, is that I think everyone's been like, well, I guess Henry's probably zany and Mercedes is like super cool. Like, guys, Mercedes is weird enough that she married Henry. That's all you
true.
need to know about Mercedes.
Okay, but I mean, like, I feel like there are a lot of specifically like visual artists who come off as like super normal, like practical people, but then they're like, did you know that I drew the inside of your eyelids last night? And so it's like, like there's a give and take there.
There's a lot of chaotic energy on both sides of that couple.
That was my go-to move on a second date. I guess it doesn't work.
Hello, I'm Beth May, and I play Ron Stampler, emotionally detached stepfather in Rogue. Fun fact about Ron this week, also legally involved.
Sequel to Legally Blonde.
Rob probably has a warrant out for his arrest for parking tickets because he thinks that if you get a parking ticket, it's like permission to park there. It's like an admit one, like, oh, great, I got my ticket to park here, and they did it for me and everything.
Oh, wow. They already took $50 out of my bank account. That's nice.
They just went by and went like, good job. I'm Anthony Birch. I'm your dad.
Hi, Dad.
Dad.
My fact today is not going to be a big fact about me. It's going to be me introducing the guest on today's episode.
Boo, we want to hear about you.
Tough titty. My dad fact is I know this person. What is your... Now, fuck it. I'm going to make it up. She is the video queen at Polygon. She is an internet witch. She's an academic. She is spooky. She does streams of things. She's okay. Her name is Jenna Stoeber. Say hi, Jenna.
Hi, Jenna.
Hi, everybody. My
Hello.
dad fact for this episode is that last year I went to a therapist briefly who was too rich and too old to understand what my job was. And she recommended that I quit and get a law degree instead. So this is for you, Barbara. If you're out there, you don't know what podcasts are, I think, probably.
I can't believe you got therapy from my mom.
Welcome to Dungeons and Daddies, not a BDSM podcast, a thrilling courtroom drama and D&D podcast about four dads from our world flung into the Forgotten Realms in the quest to rescue their lost sons. My name is Freddie Wong. I play Glenn Close, the man of the hour for the trial of the century here. When he's not answering for his crimes, he's a rock and roll bar dad. And this week's Glenn fact, Glenn, super into hand lotions. You know how everybody has like that one thing they like buy by default? Like I know some
To
people
masturbate
it's like,
with? Yeah.
No, hold on.
I was
No.
gonna defend him this episode is the thing.
No, like I have a friend who's like into soaps, so they get like different soaps. I have another friend who likes, scented candles and
So this is a
just-
little luxury. This is
this is a
how he
little
treats himself.
luxury. It's got a lot of hand lotion.
Freddie, I have a question, which is I would imagine as a rock and roll guitar man, he needs to build up some thick calluses on his hands.
Oh.
Is that undermined by all the nice lotion he buys for himself?
No,
Does he
it
try
just
to
makes us-
avoid the calluses so they stay rock
Yeah, he's
hard
got-
for his finkies?
It's like baby soft skin, except for like these three tips of three fingers are just rock hard calluses.
Which means that he now has something in common with Daryl, who had a 90-year-old pinky finger.
That's true.
I would hate
forgot about
myself
that.
if I let this topic go without making this comment, but have you guys done the the like foot peel things where you basically it's solely my self-care kink where you put your feetsies or your handsies in these sort of mitten things for about an hour, and then over the course of the next 3 days the skin sloughs off and you have baby feet again, and it's haunting and so tempting.
I like that you said baby feet, not baby skin. So like you get a little baby feet.
Shrank.
Get a little baby feet.
Suddenly you were very top heavy.
I can fit in my size shoes once again.
Mom, do you still have those booties from when I was a kid? Oh, they're bronze. Dang.
No, I know I have a huge problem because I was talking to my mom
For
on
sale, Beth's baby shoes never worn.
I know I have a huge problem because I was talking to my mom on the phone and I was like, I can't wait until the new year where I can slough my feet off again.
I'm begging you to stop saying
I'm so sorry.
Episode after this one will be Beth's trial.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
To answer your question, Will's
Who
hands are...
cares anymore? We're on the feet thing now.
And also good hand care is good moisturizing. You gotta be, you don't want, just be, like
What
take care of
kills
your
me
hands.
is Freddie edits this so I know all this bullshit's staying in.
Hi, my name is Matt Arnold. I played Daryl Wilson, a stay-at-home coach dad who became a barbarian upon his journey into the Forgotten Realms. We shall finally finish this epic of Daryl's 5 senses.
Yeah!
This is Vision. Daryl's favorite sight is the image of Carol smiling when she eats something good that Daryl makes, because Daryl likes cooking and he's got good food. I don't know what his least favorite was until Freddie spoke. So now his least favorite sight is watching Glenn weirdly moisturize his hands.
What is weird about moisturizing your hands?
It's canon. The way Glenn does it is very odd. It's just very grotesque, and he's enjoying it too much.
He forms a fist, and then he like pumps each finger through the fist on the opposite hand, and then does it on the other side just for maximum coverage.
Oh, no.
That's not even his least favorite anymore. His new least favorite is Beth's skin sloughing off. Is now Daryl's. Since Beth is canonically a character in this
That's
show.
true.
No, that Beth is so much better than I am. She
Wait a
is.
second. Has Daryl met Beth in the show?
Yeah, I think Beth probably showed up at like a PTA meeting or at like a cat meeting.
Ron's weird friend Beth. Oh, boy.
Anyways.
Hello, everyone. I'm Will Campos. I play the fictional character Henry Oak on the podcast Dungeons and Daddies.
Why do you say fictional now?
Because he's fictional. Why don't you guys say
Because he's trying to
fiction?
put some distance between himself and the crime of his creation.
I just like
Frankenstein's
reminding everyone-
monster.
Oh, I like that. I
The
get
audio
that.
equivalent of wiping down your
Clark
fingerprints.
Gable plays the fictional character in this bullshit story you're about to watch. Enjoy. Thanks for the $14,
Got with the
asshole.
wind, a bunch of horse shit that never actually happened.
My Henry fact this week is I thought that I'd make it an interactive fact, and I will answer one question
No,
as
you
Henry
This is
from the
cheating.
group. So Henry's an open book. Fire away.
What's Henry's favorite movie?
Henry's favorite, his real favorite movie is
Answer in character, coward.
Hey, Anthony, gosh, golly gee whiz, it's so nice to talk to you outside the context of the podcast.
Weird.
Really love the question about my favorite movie. Now, I know I've said in the past that it's The Sunrise, but like I like real movies too, and I get what you're after. I have to say, there's this really neat, nifty hiking movie called The Blair Witch Project. And I saw it on TV and the sound was off, so I couldn't quite figure out what was going on. But it seemed like I wish there were more movies that were less about killing and cussing and more movies just about people enjoying nature. So, boy, howdy, I like that Blair Witch Project quite a bit. I want them to do more projects. They could do a Yosemite project. They could do
my God.
a project, in the Great
God.
Alaskan Wilderness. So, I want more of those project movies.
Hi, my name is Beth May, and I play Ron Stampler, emotionally detached stepfather and rogue. Actually, I play Ron Stampler, Esquire. Today's dad fact about Ron is a little insight directly from the last time we met Ron and his lawyering shenanigan ways. He's such a good lawyer. So these are a couple of notes from his legal pad from last week.
Ooh.
Crack tree through, greater good, roots from Aaron. Okay, good person?
Haiku by Ron.
By Rod.
Ruby Kaur? Do we have Ruby Kaur on the
Oh my
podcast?
God. The roots through the person. Oh man, I could go. Yeah, next week I'm gonna do a full-on Rupi Kaur poem, and you're all gonna hate it.
I'm Anthony Birch. I'm your daddy, and once again, it is my pleasure as my dad fact to introduce the voice and the brain behind Radicus Finch, your new favorite D&D character.
Boo.
Jenna Stoeber.
She's bad.
No, eat my ass. Say welcome to Jenna Stoeber. Be nice to Jenna.
Hey, Jenna.
Hi, Jenna.
Hi. Hello, everybody. I play Radicus Finch, and my Radicus Finch parent fact is that the species of mouse person that they are start off when they're born the size of mouse with proportionate bird wings so they can fly. And then as they get older, their bird wings don't grow with them. And so they have to get law degrees. It's real sad.
That's better than any creature in Dungeons and Dragons.
It really is.
That's so poignant.
They have to get cream to slough off their wings so that they have baby wings.
Wait, I'm a little confused though, Jenna. Just to make sure, is Radicus fictional?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You're right. I don't want anybody to get confused. Radicus Finch is 100% nonfiction. Deal with it.
Absolutely right.
Welcome to Dungeons and Daddies, not a BDSM podcast, actually a thrilling courtroom drama D&D podcast about 4 dads from our world flung into the Forgotten Realms in a quest to rescue their lost sons. My name is Freddie Wong, and I play Glenn Close, the rock and roll bar dad, and today is the day Glenn Close learns his fate. This is not
If you had
Glenn's
the chance to close your fate, would you?
This is not Glenn's first run-in with the court system. So he was touring around outside of Modesto, one of the outdoor malls in Modesto. He met a guy who was like, hey, I like your Christmas music. And it's kind of funny. We look like each other. And then Glenn was like, perfect. So this guy, who he nicknames the Sandman. So Glenn and the Sandman. So here's how his scam with the Sandman works. Because Glenn and the Sandman bear a somewhat close resemblance, they both agree to be contacts for each other in case any one of them ever runs a red light and then they get a picture taken of them. Glenn goes into court and protests the charge and says, I wasn't driving that van. That's my friend when I lent it to him. That's the Sandman driving. And he shows the picture of the Sandman, and it's enough reasonable doubt that it's not him that he doesn't get the ticket.
But doesn't the Sandman then have to get the ticket? They don't just forget. They're not
No,
like, well,
you-
someone else broke the law. We'll forget about it.
No,
right?
literally, and you can do that. I've never done this, but I did this for somebody else because I told them about it. But like, basically,
You were the Sandman.
I was the Sandman. If you get a ticket at a red light camera and you go online and you see the picture, at least in Arizona, you could literally just check off, I am not the person driving, and like you're out of it, basically.
Yeah, they're not going to go investigate. They're not going to go find the Sandman for $50.
I think there was even an option that like I do not know the person who's driving or something like.
This is how fucking square I am that I was like, no, well, like the CSI crime lab would clearly be on your case about that.
Enhance.
What about the polygraph? Wouldn't they, do a facial scan or something like that, Freddie? Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. I'm Daryl Wilson. I'm a stay-at-home coach dad.
You're Daryl Wilson?
Daryl Wilson.
Damn.
Daryl, what did I say?
Are you going method on us?
Whoa.
What happened?
Is Daryl joining
did I
the
say
podcast?
I'm Daryl Wilson?
You
Hi,
did.
everybody.
Yeah,
I'm
you
Daryl. Hey, everybody. This is Daryl Wilson. Matt's not here today, but you know me. I'm the fictional character who's a stay-at-home coach dad who became Jesus Christ. Let's start this over. Hi, everybody. I'm
Became
Matthew Arnold.
Jesus Christ?
Hey,
This is our Christmas episode, after all.
Hey, everybody. This is Matthew Arnold. I play Daryl Wilson. I'm a stay-at-home coach dad who becomes a barbarian
You're a
when he
stay-at-home
entered.
coach dad?
Who became a barbarian when he enters the Forgotten Realm. So, unfortunately, I kind of got through my 5 senses. That was a good 10 weeks of easy dad
Yeah, it was a good
facts.
grift.
I wanted to reward the audience for that bullshit of 5 senses by giving them a good dad fact that was also educational. And the fact is that we do actually have 2 other senses, vestibular and proprioceptive, which are 6 and 7 senses. And I'm going to talk about what are Daryl's favorite and least favorite versions of those senses.
All right,
So
game
yes,
on.
there are other senses.
I am so down to learn. This is like fucking 99% invisible over here. I'm on Radio
This is some good
Lab.
shit. So the vestibular sense is the sense of
Sex.
It's the sense of it would happen during sex. It's essentially your inner ear senses. It's how we feel acceleration. It's how we feel balance.
Vertigo.
So that is a sense.
I guess it depends on what you're doing during sex.
Yes. So Daryl's favorite vestibular sense is the feeling that the beast gives him when he accelerates. So he'll never feel that again. The minivan
Nice.
gave him the
Well,
precise
don't never
feeling.
say never. Odyssey song could still be out there.
I just want to throw this out there, owning describing the analog of Odyssey-san, that's a 0 to 60 in like 14.2 seconds.
Feels
like such a slow acceleration.
The feeling of your son being safe in the back seat is what it is. So it's the best feeling for Daryl.
Freddie, do you really fucking think that Daryl did not put a Hemi in that bad boy? That thing's probably Hemied up, dude.
I'll tell you the real feeling that Daryl probably reacts is the feeling of knowing there's 6 cup holders within arm's reach of the driver's seat in a Honda Odyssey. That's
5
a
of them
real
are filled
feeling.
with liquefied Charleston chews.
Freddie, you just got the 7th sense, but I'll get there in a second. I can't believe you called this out. So his least favorite version of it is he just hates getting dizzy. He can't stand any sort of dizzy rides. The teacups at Disneyland are his least favorite. So that would be vestibular. He hates the feeling of vertigo.
Dude, I bet you Daryl yarfed in a teacup once and ruined Disneyland.
He yarfs all the time.
Whoa.
So the 7th sense, proprioceptive, is essentially is sex. Yes, it's also sex. Beth, I think most senses, you feel all 7 senses when you're having sex.
I wouldn't know. We've been in quarantine for years now. Please, somebody vestibular me. I'm done. Okay, go ahead.
Proprioceptive is essentially how you know where you are in 3D space. So like if you close your eyes, you can know where your hand is. Mm-hmm. It's the feeling of your muscles. So your muscles, you know where your muscles are bent because of senses in your muscles. So Daryl's favorite proprioceptive is every time he grabs his big gulp from the center console without looking. It's like that perfect feeling.
Pure instinct.
It's the pure instinct, the muscle memory of knowing every aspect of his
It's like
car.
he and the car have become one. He can feel the curves of the car, the muscles of the car, and his muscles are united in a symphony.
And his least favorite is he can't
Sex.
type without looking because he has big sausage fingers. So it's not really a proprioceptive thing, but he can't type without looking, and he blames it on his muscle memory. But it's just because he's got 2 big fingers. Got big sausage.
What about
boy
those
fingers.
little bumps on the F and J key? Doesn't he hone himself on those?
No,
just like
he
everybody
just
else?
doesn't. He just hates. He's got to look. He's one of those digit typers. One
His
finger
fingers
at a
have
time.
an area of effect damage.
Dang. How's Daryl's texting game? That must be brutal on a phone.
He doesn't text. He calls. He calls his son.
Yeah, he calls. He's a man who
He's
wants
never
to call
responded.
someone instead, Will.
God, yeah.
Daryl, don't text.
There are no texts from Daryl on either Carol's or Grant's phone. It's always a text and then an
A lot
instant
of
callback.
voicemail.
A lot of voicemails.
unlistened to voicemails.
It's a lot of, hey, son, give me a call.
Every single time Grant answers the phone, he's like, "Is it an emergency?" And he's, no,
I just want to talk. You asked me how I was doing.
oh my God, my heart skipped a beat.
Hey everyone, I'm Will Campos. I play the fictional character Henry Oak on the podcast Dungeons and Daddies. Henry is a Birkenstock rockin' crunchy munchy hippie nature druid granola dad. And my dad fact about Henry this week is that Henry still has every t-shirt he's ever owned. He's never thrown a t-shirt out. Because
Damn.
like in the Forgotten Realms, like in Oakvale, it was a big deal, your clothes, right? Like you bonded with them and it was like part of who you were. So like the idea of throwing your clothes out is like anathema to him. It was very traumatizing when he came to our world and he was wandering around the forest naked for a couple of days. So like when he got his clothes in our world, it was a big deal. So the first t-shirt he ever got, which he still has, is one that Mercedes Oak Garcia's brother, Ricky, sells t-shirts. He's like an online vendor and he has a t-shirt.
You're dropping a character as important as Ricky just out of nowhere in the middle of a dad fact? This is some serious. We got to update the Wikipedia right now. All right, my mind's blown. We got Ricky.
Ricky Garcia. So Ricky sells t-shirts online and he has a t-shirt that says, "Vegans give a cluck." Because it's supposed to be like vegans don't eat animals, so that
Yeah, I get
the
it.
shirt didn't make sense, so he didn't sell a lot of them. So that was his first shirt. It said "Vegans give a cluck," and once he learned what a vegan was, he was like, "Oh, that's what I am. I give a cluck." So that's his shirt. That's his. It's his favorite shirt.
He became vegan off of a random t-shirt he got?
He's
That's
so
how
gullible.
good this t-shirt was. He was like, sold.
God, it could have been any shirt.
He already didn't eat animals, but this spoke to him. He's like, this shirt is like how I will choose to express myself to
Spoke.
the world.
It actually talked to him.
Hey!
This is what it feels like when Will is interrupting Matt while he's doing his dad fact.
It's not funny when you do it, Matthew. It's funny when I do it to you.
Will, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
When someone like sees Henry wearing this shirt and they're like, sorry, can you explain your shirt? I don't understand what that means. How does Henry explain it?
Well, he says that it's supposed to be like that vegans care, and it's he just is very literal and obvious about it because he's like, it's a fun play on like a naughty word, but a cluck is the sound a chicken makes, and like vegans care about chickens, so vegans give a cluck.
Hi, my name is Beth May, and I play Ron Stampler, emotionally detached stepfather and rogue. Fun fact about Ron this week. I don't know, growing up, did any of your parents have like laws that weren't actual laws, but they told you that were laws because they didn't want you to do things? My mom told me that it was illegal in California to stand in front of the microwave.
What?
And, in hindsight, I'm like, well, probably wasn't.
You'll go to hell if you masturbate. Does that count?
And I think my mom also had one, like, you can't have any screens in the car. So she didn't, like, because I was, like, asking for, like, a portable DVD player or something.
My parents said that, like, the lights has to be off because the cops will pull you over here. Like, interior lights are off.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I think that's probably true, though. Maybe.
No, I don't know.
No, but if you get your friend Sandman to say that he turned the lights on, then you can get out.
Sandman, hit the lights.
So wrapping this into my dad fact is I think that Ron has his own series of, in context, pretty sad laws that he doesn't know aren't actually laws. Like, it's illegal to look in your dad's briefcase. It's illegal to ask your dad where he's going.
This is so sad.
I know. And maybe it's too dark, but that's just what I was thinking of.
When I was really young, my mom tried to convince me that you literally can't have sex until you're married.
It's impossible. You don't want to embarrass yourself, honey.
Is that
It just
not
doesn't
true?
happen.
Is that not true?
No.
When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band. He said, someday when you grow up, you'll be the savior of, I don't remember the rest of it. All the cool people who listen to this podcast got that joke. All right, let's move on.
Welcome to the dad parade, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, I'm Anthony Birch. I'm a non-fictional character on Dungeons and Daddies. So Glenn is on trial for some crimes that he did, and I feel like it's a little bit hypocritical of me to put...
Some crimes he was alleged to do, Anthony. Sorry, I'm going to interrupt you, but be careful.
Well, this is a Forgotten Realms. You might be guilty until proven innocent here.
Yeah, so Glenn's on trial for some crimes he may or may not have committed, and I feel
Freddie's not on trial on Twitter. Sorry.
And I felt like it was a little bit unfair to do that without, like, who am I to stand in judgment of Glenn? So I wanted to make a confession, which is that when I was, I believe, 15 or 16, in the year 2004 or 2005, my favorite television show was Entourage. And I'm sorry.
Anthony.
Wow.
And then eventually I grew up, I was like, oh, this is just porn for douchebags. This is porn for awful people. This isn't anything. But it just reminded me because Matt had mentioned he hated every character on that show, wanted them to immediately go down.
You know what? I'll be honest. I'm not going to let you stand out there for no reason. I definitely, in college, I watched some of Entourage, and I'd say, you know what? I think everybody liked Entourage the first season or two. And then over time, we were like, you know what? This isn't good because it was an incredibly popular show. And I got out of it probably by like season 2 or season 3, and now it's unwatchable. But
every man starts to hate Entourage the moment he realizes he won't be as successful as the people in Entourage. This show sucks.
It's just resentment.
It's for toxic dude bros. I mean, no, it does suck though. Hey, that's brave though, Anthony.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, no, I'm very selfless.
Welcome to Dungeons and Daddies, not a BDSM podcast, no longer a thrilling courtroom drama. No, this is actually a D&D podcast about 4 dads from our world flung into the Forgotten Realms in a quest to rescue their lost sons, along with their good friend Glenn.
Thanks, I hate it.
My name is Jimmy Wong.
I hate it.
And I play the fictional character Jodie Foster, but you can just call him Joe. Joe is a...
You can call him what?
Joe for short. Yeah.
Joe for short.
That's very good.
Joe is a fun-loving, open, and emotionally available highway cop turned paladin in the Forgotten Realms.
Cop. He's of course a cop.
Joe's dad fact, when Nick was a wee lad and he had to, get his normal vaccinations, so he put Nick on his lap, and Joe was also terrified of needles as a kid. So what he did is he told the doctor to give him a fake vaccination in his arm and then put a bandage over it. And so Joe was like playing it up, being like, oh, he winced a little bit. But then he was showing Nick, like, look, it's okay to show that hurt too. So when Nick got his vaccination, he was like really proud because he didn't think it hurt at all. And he was like, my dad's got to be a wimp. And Joe is actually still terrified of needles, but he didn't look when his kid got the shot.
Honestly, good riddance to Glenn then.
Wow.
Sounds like
Turns out the mourning period is exactly 1 week as long as that week is Christmas.
Oh, boy.
I'm predicting a lot of those memes with the boyfriend distracted in our future with Jodie and Glenn.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, man, I'm so thrown off by just this whole new energy of Jimmy coming in here.
Jimmy, can you do a Jodie Foster impression? And do you know that I'm really good at doing like a Jodie Foster impression?
I really want to hear yours.
Like, with that pretense, I cannot do my own. I must
But
hear
you
yours.
could just say I can do a Jodie Foster.
Just do a Jodie Foster.
That's the most roundabout way.
The worst
I've
part
ever
is
heard.
that I'm actually not like I can't do like full sentences, but I can do like either.
So you can't do a good Jodie Foster impression.
Give us a line.
I guess I'll just stop now. Okay, but yeah, like big Jodie Foster impersonator over here when I'm always
Let's
like,
hear it. Let's hear a line.
Dr. Lecter, Dr. Lecter.
Oh my gosh. My favorite scene is in Contact when she's getting dropped in the ball and she's just like, I can't, it's going. And the whole time, that's not a good Jodie Foster impression because I'm not that Jodie Foster. I'm just Joe.
Just Joe Foster.
Wait, is it Joe D. Foster?
Yeah, letter D.
I haven't decided that. Honestly, it could be Joe first name D for
Well,
something.
Jodie is
and
a
then
man's
Foster.
name. Like, there's guys that go by Jodie, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
It's with a Y.
It's also I think the military slang for the guy that's having sex with your wife while you're overseas.
Oh, interesting.
Hey, everybody, this is Matt Arnold. I think I'm so thrown off. Hi, Jimmy. Welcome to the podcast. Hi, my name is Matt Arnold. I played Daryl Wilson, a stay-at-home coach dad who became a barbarian upon entering the Forgotten Realms. Yeah, I had some thoughts for a dad fact. I was going to maybe do a whole new theme because it was so nice to not have to think about them with the senses, but I don't. So here we go. In honor of the new year, this is a nice and simple one. Daryl and Carol's favorite game is they compete in who can, I think this is the right term, who can hotbox each other the most. They both like farting.
What?
They are a farting couple.
Dutch oven?
Carol, Dutch oven. Carol is the absolute queen of it. Always beats Daryl. Waits for him to get clean right out of the shower. Daryl likes to sleep naked. Gets in there. Bam. It's ready to go. And yeah, that's let's just say that happens a lot on tax day, if you know what I mean.
It's part of their boudoir play? Oh, no.
My goal this year is to make Daryl dirtier than Henry by the end of this season.
That's the sweetest their relationship has ever sounded to me, honestly. Like that version of Carol and Daryl, I'm like, oh, I hope they don't get divorced. They seem sweet.
At their divorce court, it'll be who smelt it and who dealt it. And then
Oh, boy.
It'll probably be amiable. Probably won't have to go to court.
My cat just bit me. Okay, he didn't like the joke either. All right, go, Will.
Hello, I'm Will Campos, podcaster. I play the fictional character Henry Oak on the podcast Dungeons and Daddies, not a BDSM podcast. What can we say about Henry? He's crunchy and munchy. He's a hippie nature druid dad, originally from the Forgotten Realms. Little New Year's dad fact for Henry. In addition to New Year's resolutions at the Oak household, they also do what they call New Year's Your Darn Tootins.
Sense a theme.
It's not fart related. It's you write down one nice thing to say to yourself about yourself. And then you look at it on New Year's and you say, you're darn tootin'. And then you've got this nice little compliment and you keep it with yourself the whole year round. And then you look at it in hard times and you look at the nice thing you wrote and then you say, you're darn tootin'.
Damn.
That's nice.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like your version
want
of
that.
Tootin' much better than Matt's.
Yeah, 'cause I hate fart jokes. I just like hate like somebody could give me like the rowdiest sex joke, like the most inappropriate, just like not okay, and I'm like, yeah, that's funny. But like fart jokes, I'm like, no,
But it's not
funny.
a fart joke. They just like farting with each
Okay,
other.
I'm done.
Is it that you find them gross or you just find them boring?
No, I find them gross. Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
No, actually,
My
you know what
mom
it is?
loves
We
farts.
can unpack this like later, but like I think that farting is like disrespectful in a way that other things are not. Like, like
So a well-timed fart is not funny to you.
That has a real fart hang up.
Now I really want to re-edit that scene in Silence of the Lambs so that Migs just farts at her.
Well, no, this isn't okay.
He said,
Anyway,
I
New
could
Year.
smell my fart.
He said he could smell my fart. Dr. Lecter. Dr. Lecter.
That's a full sentence. That's a good
Yes.
impression.
What did I eat? Dr.
you go.
Lecter, I ate something. My stomach, Dr. Lecter. Okay, so New Year, new me. This is, okay. Hello. My name is Beth May, and I play Ron Stampler, emotionally detached stepfather and rogue. Fun fact about Ron this year is that Ron often makes New Year's resolutions, but most of the time he doesn't actually follow through with them.
Wow.
No.
That's the most relatable Ron's ever been, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's the aspect of Ron that he has most in common with the rest of humanity.
You know, yeah. I mean, like sometimes he's like, oh, should I start exercising? And then he wants to. And then, February rolls around and he hasn't done it. So
Damn, man.
Damn.
Am I Ron?
My name is Freddie Wong. I play everyone's best friend and cool uncle, Glenn Close. Glenn Close is currently incarcerated at the moment, a rite of passage that all cool uncles go through. If you think about it.
How did he become an uncle? I don't think the terms of the sentencing wasn't you become his uncle instead of
It's like
dad.
Uncle Kiryu. It's just
It's
call father
the
figure.
honorific.
No, he's still
gonna hate
he's
you.
still Nick's dad. God damn it!
Yeah, you're his dad.
Nope.
Fuck this Joe guy.
Nope.
Glenn's New Year's resolution is to continue fucking kicking ass 24/7,
Okay.
baby. That's the kind of man he
And
is.
probably getting out of jail too.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe getting out of jail, but
I'm Anthony Birch. I'm your
Hi,
dad.
Dad. I've missed you, Dad.
Hey, Pops.
I mean that
Wait, are
sincerely.
you still Freddie's dad?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm everybody's
Canonically,
dad.
everyone's
Okay,
dad.
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
that doesn't.
yeah.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
everyone's dad.
All right, everyone's dad, Anthony Birch.
Actually, I was going to say I'm no longer Nick's granddad, but I am Nick's granddad still, just for a
Dang.
different son.
Andrew Nick. So you're
And I'm,
saying
Nick. I'm my own grandpa.
You're your own grandpa, like that song.
I don't do New Year's resolutions, but I'm going to put it out there. What is it called? Materializing or whatever, where you like say it's like the secret.
manifesting.
Manifesting. Thank you.
Hashtag manifest.
Joe believes in
I'm going to try to
manifesting.
manifest something. I'm trying to actualize something. This will never happen, but I'm going to put it out there in the universe just in case. My ultimate dream guest spot for this show. Again, it won't ever happen, but I just want you to just imagine and think about it and just enjoy it in your quiet moments.
Jimmy, he's going to say Jimmy Wong.
Now I have to say Jimmy Wong. No, would be if we could one day somehow get Jason Sudeikis playing Ted Lasso in this podcast as a guest character, I would be able to die. So make sure that doesn't happen because
No
then
shit.
I'll
You
have
would
to
get
Be dead.
Make sure that doesn't
Die?
happen because then I'll have to accept that I just need to follow all of my friends' television recommendations and then
You have to watch Ted Lasso.
I know.
Yeah. We should do a Ted Lasso one shot. That's all I'm saying. I don't
That
know
would
what
be
that'd
fun. Oh, we could do a
but
Ted
we
Lasso
could-
one shot.
Yeah, let's
we
do
get
it.
points for being as positive as humanly possible. So actually, my dad fact is talking to Jimmy about his character. I was like, you know, am I gonna have to get in really deep in the backstory and stuff like that? And then Jimmy was just like, I think he's a cop, and I was like, I don't have to do anything. Jimmy understands exactly what this character needs to be. This is gonna be great.
Welcome one, welcome all to Dungeons and Daddies, not a BDSM podcast. This is a D&D podcast about four fathers from our world flung into a fantastical realm of magic, wonder, and ultimate glory in a quest to rescue their lost children, along with their good buddy Glenn. My name is Jimmy Wong, and I
I like
play
that Glenn
fictional...
gets a featuring Glenn Close like tag basically.
Oh yeah, you're like the character
Yeah.
actor at the end of the intro credits.
Wow, that's
Introducing
great.
Freddie Wong.
Congrats.
I play the fictional father, Jody Foster, on the show Dungeons and Daddies. Jody's dad fact today: he times himself internally every single time he gets into the car into basically how fast he can buckle his belt and put the key in the ignition, turn it on, and just get ready to go.
What's his
What's
best
his
time?
record?
A best time? Geez, like, let me imagine it, how fast he would do it. Ready? And start. Go. That's it. He's ready, out the garage. The car is
What was
ready
the
to go.
time though, Jimmy?
I don't know.
My
Jimmy
God,
had his
man.
eyes closed.
When will the lies
What kind
end?
of fast ass car starts up like that?
Okay, like 2.5 seconds.
2.5 seconds.
Damn.
Do you think that Jody Foster keeps his car in anything less than tip-top shape? He's got to breathe on it, and that thing revs to life.
Jodie Foster's one of those dads that's like a 3,500 mile oil change, if you know what I'm saying.
You know those radar signs that tell you how fast you're going? I feel like he has one like next to his driveway, so he knows how fast he's going when he's backing up. Make sure he doesn't go like more than 5 miles per hour.
I have one of those like in my life, and it's always like too fast, slow down.
Anyway, that's it. Sometimes he does it with a cup of coffee in one hand, and then that becomes like a special version of it
Oh,
because he
yeah.
has to like juggle and put it in and
that's
then get it into the
Asterix.
cup
Yep.
holder.
New Game Plus.
Yeah, I can add a whole 1.5 seconds.
Hey everybody, this is Matt Arnold. I play Daryl Wilson, a stay-at-home coach dad who becomes a barbarian when he enters a magical world of fantasy and whimsy and wonder and dragons and dungeons and realms that are sometimes forgotten and sometimes remembered.
Wow.
Since Glenn's in prison and we got cop dad, I thought we would take this time for Daryl to explore the 18 other senses that, no, I'm kidding.
Oh, God.
That would...
What are Daryl's favorite laws?
Yeah, there you go.
Let's start there.
Favorite amendments.
We're going to go down kind of Daryl's relationship with the law. So I figured we would talk about the one time he went to a prison. Daryl got pulled over for not having his blinker on when he changed lanes. kind of a bullshit ticket if you ask Matt, but Daryl definitely felt bad about it.
Daryl drives a BMW apparently.
He was distracted because he was trying to get ahead and help Grant with his homework because he heard that Grant wanted to play Fortnite. So he's like, oh, I'll help you with your homework in the car. So like, you can really get to that Fortnite as quickly as possible. And he forgot to buckle his seatbelt. And when the cop came over to give him a ticket, he said, oh, sir, your seatbelt's unbuckled. And Daryl lied and said, oh, no, I just unbuckled it when you came up to the car. And the guy believed him. And Grant saw him like, of course, Grant did not give a fuck. Anyways, after he dropped off Grant, he said, I'm going to have to miss dinner. And he drove to the prison. He drove to the police station and said, excuse me, I lied. I was pulled over. And I said I took off my seatbelt, but no, I didn't have my seatbelt. Can somebody please give me a ticket, or do I go to jail? What do I need to do?
He said, punish me, Dad.
He said, punish me,
my
Dad. They said you had to go to highway patrol. Daryl didn't know where it was. He left. But yes, that's the only time he's ever been in trouble with the police, is he would try to turn himself in.
Self-indicted.
Okay, so that's not him going to prison. Let's just be clear.
Yeah.
That's not even him visiting a prison.
But that's how he tells the story.
That's how he tells this. Yeah,
That's the
but
closest
Daryl's
a
line.
well-off white man will ever get to prison.
In what universe are you going to like the state prison rather than like the county jail? Like,
He doesn't know the difference. He's just like, this must be jail. Put me in here.
Yeah.
This is the place from Oz.
Yeah.
Daryl drove to a state prison, and was like, I need to turn myself into the police. Like, that's not what this is. So, but in cowboy movies, it's the cops and they got the jail in the back. Isn't that what prison is? Hello, everyone. I'm Billy Campos here on the podcast.
Whoa.
What was the whoa?
Billy Campos.
Oh, yeah.
That was a bigger shock to my system than not saying Forgotten Realms.
I hate Billy Campos. Where's Will Campos?
Will, who the fuck is Billy?
We're just trying it out today.
I am so fucked up right now. I cannot handle
I
this.
don't like it.
Yeah. Will has glasses on too, and it looks just strange.
It's really upsetting. Like, Will, if you're really changing your like professional name to Billy, like I support you. Just like you gotta tell me beforehand. I can't handle this.
No, I don't like it.
I'm not. I just wanted to freak you guys out.
Billy Campos is the name that the parents say under their breath. Like, wait, he's coming to the sleepover? Not Billy Campos.
Dude, for real though, Billy is such a little kid troublemaker name. Like,
Yeah,
you're absolutely
absolutely.
right. You're absolutely right.
Yes.
Anyway, I play the character Henry Oak on this podcast on the 50th episode of this podcast.
Number 50. That's right. Yeah.
We made it to 50. Congratulations, everybody. And here is Henry Oakes. Well, first of all, he's a geologist. He's a crunchy munchy granola eating Birkenstock rocket and hippie nature druid dad. Here is Henry Oakes' 50th dad fact. So I mentioned last time that Henry says something's timey-wimey like in Sliders, and I wanted to explain that. And it's because when he does Sliders Night with Mercedes Oak Garcia, what he doesn't realize is that on the San Dimas TV station that they watch Sliders, they do like the Sci-Fi Friday back-to-back double, and it's an episode of Sliders followed by an episode of Doctor Who. And usually it's about halfway through Sliders that he goes into the kitchen and start making the sliders, and when he comes back, Doctor Who's already started. So he thinks the Doctor is a member of the Sliders team.
Wow.
It's like a Garfield U.S. Acres kind of scenario. It's like, oh, now we're checking in with the Doctor, you know?
Holy shit, what a
A
pull.
U.S. Acres pull.
I can't believe you don't know the difference between the two shows. That's so sad. That's like walking in and like your wife's changed. You're like, I don't know. They're the same woman. They're totally.
It's like a different dimension. He was like, oh, yeah, and I guess they're checking in with this other guy. He probably thinks it's a subplot that's going to meet up with the main plot at some
Yeah, I was about to say,
point,
Henry
you
must
know?
have the strangest like idea of what he's like. Man, TV shows are weird nowadays. They're 2 hours long and there's totally new characters in the back half. But you know, I guess that's Netflix.
They change accents.
Hi, my name is Liz May.
No.
Hi,
That's
I'm
the worst.
Beth May. I can't do it. I can't do it. And I play Ron Stampler, emotionally detached stepfather in Rogue. Fun fact about Ron this week, I'm just going to recite all 50 of his dad. No, that would be wild. I would be so mad at myself.
If you could do that off the dome, I would be flabbergasted. That would be the whole episode.
I've actually alluded to this dad fact before, but just want to seal it into the canon, is that Ron has a diary, or as he refers to it, a journal, manly journal. And he's kept it ever since his father died. He, was handed it at some clinic, like, this will fix you, kid, sort of situation. Write it all down, sport.
Has he been filling it out over the course of this adventure?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it obviously merchandise right there, options, hello, sell it.
It's like the world according to Ron.
Ron calls it live journaling. He doesn't know about the website Live Journal.
Hey, folks, it's your boy, Ricky Wong.
Hey,
What is going on?
Oh, too. Oh,
What's
It's
happened?
like a porn star.
I forgot that's part of the name.
Yeah. Two roads diverged in Yellowwood. One said Freddy, the other one was Rick.
Ooh, my
Rick Wong. Rick Wong is an Asian
Rick
porn
Wong
star.
is badass.
Rick Wong
as
is the
hell.
guy you call when you were in trouble. Freddie Wong is the guy who put you in that trouble.
Do you think I should switch to Rick Wong?
Yeah, why
I
not?
fucking dare you, Freddie. Fucking switch your name to Rick Wong. Go ahead. God.
I'm gonna change my Twitter profile right now. I play Glenn Close, the bard rock bard of the group, the good friend of everyone.
Friend of the pod.
I got figured out exactly how to do dad facts now. This is the best. I just do the counterpart to Jimmy's dad fact every time. So Glenn also times himself. He times himself by doing that game where, and guys out there listening, you'll know this game, when you gotta like pee real hard and you try and time your flush.
I knew it. I knew he was going to pee. Keep going. Sorry.
So you pee and then you try and time the flush and the timing of the flush to finish as the last drops exit your penis.
And then your punishment is if you mistime it and then the flush is done and you're still
did you
peeing,
say
you have to
it like
flush
that?
twice.
You got flushed twice. It's like straight up a gambit with Mother Nature, dude.
Dude, I do that game.
You and Gaia face off in the porcelain throne every time. And by the way, Glenn's so good at it. He nails it. His piss batting average is like 0.8, 0.85, dude.
This is what video games did to us. Men would rather do games in the bathroom than have any moment alone with their thoughts. Like, we can't do anything.
I was just going to say it's his KP ratio. All right, anyway, that's it.
Oh, God.
I'm Tony Birch.
There we go.
That's out of Sopranos.
Tony in the
Birch
house.
has an Italian
Tony
restaurant.
Birch, your dungeon daddy. I guess my dad fact is that I'm a Capricorn. I don't know.
Oh my God,
who
same.
cares?
Oh, you're a Capricorn, so your birthday was recently.
Yeah, it was.
When was it?
You'll never know.
January 12th.
How the fuck do you know that?
Because my birthday's 2 days before yours. yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we're both Capricorns, which means we're bad people. And that's
Is that
okay.
what
Oh,
that
you're
means?
grounded. You guys are steadfast.
We're
Let's
not.
think of
Like,
some
it's like
positive words.
ambitious and bitchy. And like,
Yeah.
they always say like Buffy is a Capricorn. I'm like, yeah, nobody wants to be like Buffy, just a bitch all the time and like under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, she does not have an easy life at all.
Oh boy.